Blaised. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Blaised. Get blazed.
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Crowd is roaring, ready to begin. Two superstars stand. That's LTD, leaning towards death. Digital Wrestling Efed, streaming live on the Blaised Radio Network here on YouTube. All original custom creations, unique events, arenas, and titles. Over 90 active wrestlers here fighting as the gladiators of the Combat Kingdom. Join us on this wild and wacky ride, and I'll see ya in my stream.
Are you crazy?
All right, what is up, everybody? All right, people, we are live here in Hershey, Pennsylvania for Aftermath. I know we've waited for... All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here first and foremost. I always appreciate you. Joker, Leo, Daisy, Triple Beat, Odds, Jesse. You saw all the comments in the beginning. Atticus, Angel, Triple Beat. Oh, I said Triple Beat already. I'll say him again. I'll say him 3 times. Triple Beat, Triple Beat, Triple Beat. Is that like is that like Beetlejuice? Well, it's not like the 3-letter word. We'll talk about him in a bit too. Patty, Primetime, Daniel Barry. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here, supporting the channel, sharing it out, liking it up, all that good stuff. The world. Oh, goodness gracious, he's here. Where's the damn button? All right, we're going to get to a little CAW Summit talk. We're going to talk about CAW, a little behind-the-scenes stuff, promos, messages, chats, Discord server. We will go over the Madness and their title shots, the champs, the roster. We're going to do a little video and show off all the arenas that I have made, including a couple new ones. And then we'll preview the match cards for this month, and we'll bring on a couple guests to talk about their matches for the upcoming incredible end of the month that we have lined up. I mean, we literally have nothing but super cards the rest of the month, to be honest. Aftermath today, Aftermath today, and then Monday, Bloody Monday. We're in Hershey. Originally scheduled to be in Buffalo, New York, but we're in Hershey, PA. The home of Hershey Park, the Hershey Highway, I don't know, not the Hershey Highway, I'm sorry. Count believes in count, that's a surprise. Christmas Chaos and Carnage, we got Monday, Bloody Monday, we got Long December, Turn of the Century, Hangover, LIT Breakthrough, beginning of the year, McCoy Cup Tag Tournament, Game Night comes back in January. And then we got a little special surprise for January as well. We'll wait for that. And we'll bring on some guests when we get. I see we got a couple already in the green room waiting to come on. We'll get to them when we get to the match cards towards the end. I'm trying to make this one a little quicker. I don't have a lot of stuff to go over, but it's important that we do. Certain things need to be covered today. If you watched the last show, you know what happened at the end of the show. You know that chaos reigned supreme. You know that the Madness wouldn't let anybody else fight but themselves on the show that they got their rewards. And I promised a friendly fire rumble, and I didn't get to do it, so I apologize. But it was the Madness to blame. And I'm not making excuses, it's a fact. They caused chaos. They attacked everybody in the back. They said no one's going to fight but them. The Maestro joined me in the booth at the very end for a second, and all hell broke loose. We had to end the show. We actually moved a couple shows from last week to this week, Aftermath and Monday, Bloody Monday, today and Monday. So those match cards, I appreciate your patience. Curtain aside, fourth wall down. I'm in a lot of pain today. I'm not doing good, but I want to do this for you because it helped me forget about it. I am Mr. Heating Pad, aspirin, pain pills, stomach problems, and so I deal with a lot. We'll get to this later on. We all deal with stuff, but we want to give this as an escapism. For the problems that I'm dealing with, there's 10 people out there that are dealing a lot worse. So I don't want to bring that to the chats. We love everybody. We care about everyone personally. My DMs are always open, but don't bring the chat down. It's a TV show. It's not that I don't care that you're going through something or you lost a loved one or whatever, but we're always here for you. You got to know that. But this, we want to forget about that and go into the chat in character, or if you're not on the roster, out of character, have fun. But unfortunately, those not on the roster can't really interact with anybody until you're here, but you can still have fun in the chat. Have fun. Talk to the people. Pretend you're a fan in the audience, you know. Let's bring some wrestling realism to this digital wrestling world. That's what I'm trying to do. And before I start rambling on, we need to get to the content, or else I'll sit here and preach for 4 hours. I got a Steeler game to see in about an hour and a half to watch my boys lose, but hopefully I'm wrong about that. Other than that, we're in Hershey, Pennsylvania today. We're going to be going down the coast for the rest of the year. We'll be spending New Year's in Miami. We'll be in Orlando. We're going to do Christmas in the Carolinas. So Christmas Chaos and Carnage will be in North and South. And Count, unfortunately, I hate to agree with you, but I'm here to bring unity to the community, and that's what it's all about. Turn of the century, LTD, as a reminder, is in the year 2099 right now. We'll be in the turn of the century to 2100. I have big plans for that. So if you think the apocalypse and all that other stuff was wild, just wait to 2100 here in LTD. Let's get to the content at hand. No commercials today. We're going to keep it shooting straight and going right at it. Finds a way to win. Thank you. I hope so. From North Carolina. There you go. It is the Madness's fault that we had chaos last night. Or I say last night, but it was Thursday night. But here's what we have ahead of us. As you see, I love making logos. These are all made by me. A lot of times, I'll be real, I'll go online, search for like the Christmas Chaos and Carnage. All I did was take a Christmas tree, put it in the back. That's from the Christmas story, the word Christmas. Chaos is from a video game. Carnage is from, I think, a Spider-Man thing. So if you take 5 different logos and put them together, you actually just made your own custom creation. No problem with that. So a lot of times I'll do that. It's a shortcut for logos. I'm a graphic designer. I can do it from scratch, but it looks a lot better if I use stuff like that. Holiday Hangover, I just found that logo. Turn of the Century I made. Long December, we've used that for a while. Of course, the Stable War stuff, the Aftermath, and that Ridiculous Madness logo that is now on our World Championship. It's on our battle. It's very NWO-esque. Although here in LTD, as a reminder, we'll talk about this in the CAW talk, we don't have an NWO. We don't have a bloodline. We don't like to, I don't want to reuse. That's why I don't have a United States Championship, an Intercontinental Championship. I want this to be as original and custom as it can be. Nothing wrong with that. Other companies do that. That's fine. I like it's not the Madness World title count, you dickhead. Well, right now it kind of is because they hold both. But I want uniqueness. I want stuff that we don't see on TV now. But I also want to keep the product as a TV product. We're going to talk about promos and stuff like that when we get to the CAW Summit talk, which is coming soon too. We announced that at the last Get Blaised, and we'll add more to that here today. Let's get to the meat and bones. So first and foremost, you're going to notice 2 things on this roster. Number 1, the Lethal and the Empire brands are gone. The Madness made a decree, and they're right. I hate agreeing with them, but when you win Stable War, whether it's a brand warfare or a stable battle, no other stables exist. So those 3 brands are gone. MAD is not a brand. It's still people with tag teams and G6, but it's not a brand anymore. Lethal is not a brand anymore. Empire is not a brand anymore. You're either Madness or you're not. And that's pathetic. And that needs to change. We're working on it. Obviously, the Battle Queen division. And I wanted to honor the Great Hall and put their names up there as well. There's a couple that are still active now. And the people of the Great Hall have been honored, will be honored, continue to be honored because the history, the tradition we have. If you're in the Discord server, and I'm going to dive into the Discord server later on too and talk a little more about that. We have so many traditions. We have 7 years on YouTube, 23 years overall. This thing has existed. Sure, there was about a 10-year period where we didn't do anything. 2004 to 2014, nothing. 2016, nothing. 2014 and 15 was on Facebook. 2001 to 2003 was Old school Efed. We talked about that before. The Lethal title was our first ever championship. I love telling this history story because we have legacy here. The Lethal Championship Wrestling was the original Fed we were a developmental federation for. Back in the Efed days, LTD stood for learning, training, and developing. We were the NXT of LCW in the Efed world. Then we grew and grew and grew and had more and more people. We went independent. Then we got world championship status during Facebook, that brand. It was the people of the original Efed that made me bring this back to Facebook. The Venoms, the Frank Roberts, the Murdens, the Barabbas, the Bill Hates, the Poltergeist, which if you knew him, he was a pain in my ass in and out of character, but it made it fun. Interesting. Bane was from the UK. Bob Yabo, our first ever world champs from Australia. So we were always international. Scott Royal, those guys, Neon Parker Lewis, Inferno, they came to me and said, let's restart LTD on Facebook. And then you all know the Wrestler Unstoppable story where Facebook led to Wrestler Unstoppable led to YouTube videos of entrances, which brought us back to YouTube. And now 7 years later, we have even more history, new championships, over 300 new names, probably close to 400 have come through this company. And I'm honored to be a hub where people that have their own companies want to come so I can promote them. We'll do that in the gathering, where newcomers come or they feel at home and safe enough to want to join. And I admire that. And I respect you guys and love you for it. But right now, over 90 people is way too much, but I accommodate. If you're here for the majority of the time, you're going to get more opportunity. If you're not as involved, but you drop me DMs or you watch replays, you're still going to be involved. But I will take care of those who give back the most. That's only fair to those that can be here every day. If you can't, I get it. Jobs, families, etc., kids, other commitments, your own company. I mean, for goodness sakes, I have to be fair. There's people that stream every day. Can I expect them to be here every day? No. But I admire everyone at what they do, and we'll do that on the CAW Summit and into the gathering where we will be honoring, by that time, I think it will be over 40 Efed companies that are active right now that we have wrestlers here. This is not I'm better than anybody or we're better, but I don't know of another Efed that can say that. That's my uniqueness. I took on that challenge. I will bear the burden that it comes with it. A lot of multi-man matches, but look at the schedule for the next few weeks. I've found ways to get a lot more singles fights because I know that's what you want. The Blitzkrieg and Crazy 8 titles were created for those reasons, and let's get to the championships. If you don't see your name on this roster and you want to be a part of it, whether you're an old LTD person or someone who's never been here, get your application in, come to as many shows as you can, hit me up in the DMs, let's chat about it. If you're super active and consistent, I will find a way to get you in the company. It may not be until 25 comes out in March. I might have some surprises in the beginning of the year to bring some people in if you've been coming consistently. Pause. Pause are for cats. That's my new saying. I heard that on a video. Someone kept pausing someone, and another guy was like, pause are for cats. And I was like, that's a good one. I'm stealing it. So the champions, current champions we have right now. And you'll see another change. It's kind of designed towards the madness. And they have 4 of our 11 championships. And the titles haven't changed very much recently because I took a 2-week vacation. I took a 1-week vacation this month. Has not been consistent. Mostly health related, and I appreciate everyone with the well wishes. You guys know if Blaze is gone for a few weeks, either I really did take a vacation or I'm not doing well. And we all have our things. I always say it in my, not always, I haven't said my little outro very long, but we all have our demons. We all have our crosses to bear. You never know what someone's going through now or what they've gone through before. So we drop all that. We come into this show to play Dungeons and Dragons with a wrestling game. Forget about your worries. Forget about whatever's going on in your life. We care tremendously, but I do not want it in the live chat. But if you do, people are going to, they're going to say, we're sorry for your loss and all that, because we do care. But I want this to be a TV product without the TV product live chat trolls that they get on the real wrestling show. We consume our sports very different nowadays. A lot of people just watch clips, shorts, highlights, things like that. My show, I could easily do that. If I ever found someone out there that really wanted to work for me and clip stuff and make shorts and do that, I would compensate. I would try to help that person out some way if someone would want to do that. I don't have the time to do that or the patience. I know that's the way a lot of people get more followers, more people, more this. I don't need it. We got everything we want. I said this a couple years ago. I reached my goals in YouTube in year 1. Everything else on top of that's cream, and I love it. All the new people from Twitter, thanks to Chance and people like Riley and Travis Rex, Ben and GPW, all these great places I found on Twitter. Discord has been amazing to find people now. That's where it's at. I'm sorry, people. If you're not on the Discord server, you are missing out at this point. And we'll talk about that later, too. I don't want to get too much into it. Also, the Grand Slam champions on the right are honored. I want to keep this on the champions for a while because it needs to be known. Number 1 goal here is to have fun. Number 2, win championships. Number 3, win more championships. Number 4, Grand Slam champion and legendary status is the Great Hall. If you're not any of those, we still love you. It's a game. It's a video game. Let's just have fun. Let's take it for what it is and have fun with it. Now let's get into something. What? Jeez. Okay. Now this is getting a little ridiculous. This isn't needed. We know they won all the title shots. We know that they won Stable War, Brand Warfare. But whoever did this graphic, someone from the Madness found a way to get it here, and we will talk about who earned what title shots based on who they fought the other night. So there was controversy. That little bastard Radio Rex won his Crazy 8 match, which gave him either the lethal or the world title shot. I told you that wasn't happening. He decided to come into the booth and be an asshole. Now he has a broken arm. He's out of action for months. Most people can thank me. Even some of the Madness were thanking me that he's out of action for months. So Leo Angel was second place in his match, fought Andy Price. Leo Angel got the win. He will face Count Zraithnok at the turn of the century for the world title. Andy Price gets the lethal championship. We're going to talk about who he will face when we get to the match cards. Bill Hay Jr. impressed the committee enough to get the internet title shot. Clinton and Count got the tag title shot. Former world tag champs, former G6 champs, the Scavengers, J-Dog, Jay Vulture, and Logan Windsor gets the G6 title shots. Here's the bad part. Madness already have the world title. The Madness already have the Battle Queen championship. The Madness already have the G6 championship. So they're guaranteed to keep those 3 titles into the turn of the century. What I am putting the rest of you to task is do not let them get any more championships than that. Shout out to LD in the chat. Good to see you. Sarah is here. Thank you for joining. LD. Tenu, thank you for popping in. So the task now is by the turn of the century, keep the championships out of their hands. They have 4. If they get more, then I bring out this little piece of paper that I don't want to read. And I don't want to finish the rest. The 7 stages of Madness. This is the agreement I made with them when I was part of the Madness, and I agreed to let them come in and then flip the script to enact the Stable War to try to get rid of them. It didn't work. The first stage was them winning the Battle Queen and the World Championship. Now they have their own arena, as you saw Thursday night as well. If they continue to win titles, here's some of the things that you will see. A Madness show monthly, maybe more than monthly. They will gain committee booking votes. They can gain matchmaking rights. They can, right now, they choose not to right now, but create their own brand. They are their only brand, which sucks. They can gain way too much power the more they win championships. Their own championship. Right now they claim the Madness World title, but they can create their own championship down the line. If they gain too much power, they can earn part ownership. They could cause another apocalypse. It's a constant struggle to save the planet and survive already in the Combat Kingdom. We don't need this, but we'll do what we can to stop it. Kasumi's in the house and the Dragon family. Jade is here as well. Good to see everybody. All right. The other thing that happened that needs to be addressed and give me 1 second. A recent announcement was made for today's show. In my opinion, it was necessary. Oh, the kickback I'm having on this one. Don't get it twisted, people. The Madness are gaining control. But I still have ownership. I still have the final say. Hershey, Pennsylvania today. The Madness are banned from the arena. They want to ban us from their show the other night. I can return the favor. They are not allowed through the doors, not allowed through the gates. I've already had rumors of them causing chaos in the parking lot. Security is doubled. Police from Hershey are on the scene. It will not be tolerated. But they are banned. I've already got, if you're in the Discord server, you see all the threats they're already making. But we will do our best to stop that. It should be mighty interesting here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I gave them all free tickets to Hershey Park if they want to just go over there and ride rides and eat chocolate all day, free. Let's move on here. These are the people. These are, if you want a wanted poster, I am personally putting it out there for you all. LTD United to step up once again and stop this from going any further. You guys started the trend of LTD United. Now it's time to put it to work. The G6, the world title, the Battle Queen title, forget about them. They're going to own them going into the new year. We can't do anything about that, but we can stop the rest of it. CAW Summit right around the corner. For those that don't know, I plan on having 3 to 4 podcasts that will center around other promotions and other people that are promoters. I've already made it known. Totes Magoats, Riley Wolf, Crush and Kelly have been formally invited. I'm going to invite more people, obviously. We're going to have 3 or 4 shows where I have 4 or 5 content creators on with me, let them promote their channel, their show, what they do, how they're unique. And then we're going to talk shop. We're not going to get into 2K25. We're going to wait till February for that. When things start getting announced because it's too soon. We're going to talk about this, the summit. And you look at all the logos. If you don't know them, you will get to know them. I will make sure. And they're not all for everyone. Some of these federations do things you might not like. That's okay. But these are all the companies that out there that have a connecting force, a person that fights here in LTD. Matt Storm's in the building. Now, some aren't as consistent as others, but I'm not going to hold that against them. Some people do weekly shows. Some people have 3 or 4 a week. Some people do monthly shows. Some people do seasonal shows. Some people do live shows. Some people do recorded shows. It's all fantastic. And we're going to celebrate the shit out of what we built. I won't take credit for it. I'll be the linchpin. I'll be the thing that connects everybody. That's what I want to be. I do not want credit. If you want to give it to me, that's fine. But I am here to make sure we all work together. We have fun together. We don't bash each other. We don't go out of character and bash. We have fun. We're pushing the limits in character a little more, and I like that. I hate to give credit, but you can thank your world champion for some of that. Count Z is he's in the Discord server. He's making it well known. He's the champ. He's responding to people's replies and stuff. So shout out to you, my friend. I gotta give you props. No, I meant to be applause, not laugh. We'll laugh at you too. Dark Witcher's in the house. I love what she does. Whenever she has a match, she clips it, puts it on. She approved it with me. She does it for Totes and Solo, a couple other companies she's in. She said, "Is it okay if I do this?" And I said, "Of course." And thanks for asking, because it will warn me that someone used part of my content from my show. And I can either archive it and say it's cool. I can contact that channel and say, "Hey, don't do that." Or I can issue a warning, which could be a strike. But I ain't going to do that, especially if it's the commercial for my show, which I have the new commercial out there if anyone needs it. That's what you saw in the beginning of the show here. I want to thank people like Odds and Triple Beat who play, even Twitch. They play for the past years. They've been playing my commercial, and I appreciate that big time. You guys are awesome. And everybody else. Charles Adderley's in the building. Welcome in. So I want to talk about a couple things before we get to the match cards and a couple guests here. The Discord server, I talked about it earlier. It's getting a lot better. And I think I got to thank the Gift of Gab. We did that Gift of Gab tournament, which let me set the rules for how I want it done. If you want to, I wanted you guys to promo for years. But then it got way, and I appreciate that, Dark Witcher. She uploads it to her own channel, gives props to the company it came from, and puts each of her matches on her channel. I love that. You guys are always welcome to clip or do shorts of any of my product, any shows that I've done, any weird things that happen. I definitely respect that. The Gift of Gab, we set the tone. We gave you some basic rules on promos, no politics, no religion, no physical contact. Physical contact, save it for the matches. That's why we do this. No out of character. You can use a setting if you want. Set the stage. My character is in the back after a match, or my character's at the gym training. And here's Joe Schmo, the commentator or the interviewer for LTD. Make up your own. Use one of the ones I put out there. And for those who don't like Discord for whatever in the past, or you're in the wrong channel, or you're not handling it right, or whoever ran the channels you were on didn't know what they were doing. I've learned a lot, and there's still a lot I need to learn. I could set moderators and stuff like that, and different roles for people, but I have control. And here's one thing. If you put something in that open chat that doesn't coexist with what's going on, makes no sense, I'll delete it. And when I delete something, do not take it personally. It's because it doesn't match up with what we're doing, or it doesn't follow what your character should be doing. And that open chat is in and out of character. We do both there. And I want to allow you guys to be in character. But once again, with over 90 people that all want to be the world champ, that all want to be the baddest in the land, and there's different levels of engagement I've always preached about. Everyone's not going to coexist. If you play yourself right now as a guy who likes to bend or break the rules, or heel bad guy, whatever you want to call it, if you're leaning that way, do not engage with the madness. They're the bloodline of LTD. If you want to compare, they are the ultimate bad guys of the bad guys, the heels right now. They're trying to take over our company. So if you are playing a bad guy, go find, the match cards are out there for a reason. I bring on guests when I cover the match card for a reason. I want you to talk about who you're fighting next. I want to talk about the championship that you might be fighting soon. Yeah, so right now, make it make sense. That is the golden rule when it comes to writing a promo, cutting a promo, typing in the live chat in character. Make it make sense. No one is teleporting into the show tonight because you couldn't be allowed through the door for the madness. No one is doing, supernatural things. Now, we get into a little supernatural weird things every once in a while. It's got to be storyline based. It's got to be something that makes sense. We're in the year 2099, so, we had partial zombie attack a couple years ago where that virus spread and we had people turning into partial zombies. But like I said earlier, that's why I don't use Bloodline. I don't use NWO. I don't use anything that correlates back to WWE, AEW, or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to do that. We got so many creative minds out there. We don't need to do that. See, Count tried to teleport. It didn't work. That's what you get when you try. It doesn't work. But But I have a time machine, for fuck's sake, because I wanted to make it make sense that we can go back fantasy action wrestling and have Austin Bagwell fight Steve Austin during his prime. Shit like that. All right. Digital dogs in the building. Welcome in. So if you're in, same thing goes for the live chat. If you're in the live chat and you're bringing the chat down with something that's in your personal life, it's not that we don't care, but I don't want that in the live chat. If your comments get deleted, don't take it personally, but understand I did it for a reason. If it didn't make sense, or if it's bringing the chat down, or if it's not part of the show, I will delete, and so will the mods if it's rightfully so they will delete your messages. Maybe put you in timeout if you keep doing it. If it's new people or people don't understand, we're going to try to bring you along. My DMs are already always open. I'm not going to stop my show and explain what we're doing. That's what these podcasts are for, in my DMs. Sometimes I do more now than I used to, explain what's going on or try to get someone new to understand. That's why I have my little saying written down right in front of me. This is a creation and simulation federation. It's interactive digital wrestling role-playing game for your entertainment. It's all original created characters with creators and managers live in the chat. I say that because that pretty much sums up everything we're doing. Even saying this is AI versus AI, a lot of people don't know what the fuck that means. So if someone new comes into your chat and you're going, oh, this is AI versus AI, just enjoy it. That sounds very put off-ish. Like, fuck off, you don't matter, even though you're probably being nice about it. Find the most welcoming way to explain what you do, because you don't want to misconstrue to that new person. How many times have we seen it? John Cena versus The Undertaker. Fight me now online. Download my character. It doesn't work that way. Some places it does, but we don't want to be a dick about it. I've had numerous chats with my mods to say, no matter what a new person says, you must be nice to them and explain what's going on. When I see you guys do that and I don't have to stop the show to do it, thank you. That's what mods are for. If someone comes in and doesn't understand what's going on, help me. Help me so I don't have to stop the show and I can keep calling the match and telling the story and painting the picture for you guys. You guys are really good at doing that. The Gift of Gab tournament is coming back. I talked about it. And next year we're going to bring it back. And I want more people involved. There's a lot of you guys out there that missed it. You were busy, you didn't see it. Now, if you know me, I'm not just going to say, Gift of Gab's tomorrow, send me a promo. I promoted Gift of Gab for weeks the last time. So if you come during something like that and say, I didn't know we had to put promos in, you haven't been paying attention for weeks. And that ain't good. I don't expect everybody to be at all the live shows. I don't expect everybody to engage at the same level. But I can tell when you're not around. If you're not around for over a month, and that includes watching replays. Big shout out to Digital Dog. Watches the replay. Puts hashtag rewatch gang. And then sometimes he's time stamping his remarks and leave 4 or 5 comments. Amazing match. Look at this spot. And it's timestamped. You can click and go right back to it. That's brilliant. I love you for that, Digital. I wish I had 100 of you just for the comment thing. And everyone can do that, whether you're in the live show or not. How many times have I said, if you're watching a replay, leave me a comment so I know you stopped by. That's value for your character. Bone Dog and Hot Cheese, love them. They are amazing individuals. They've been with this company forever. They can't make it to the live shows. They let me know they watch the shows. They drop a comment every once in a while. But if I don't hear from anybody in more than a couple months, you're not going to get fired publicly and embarrassed and say, how dare you not be around? Because it could be for a good reason. But your character will be dropped. Because I got way too much room for people who want to be involved. If you haven't had a singles match in 2 months for a reason, there's a reason for it. Maybe you need to be involved a little more. If you keep finding yourself in 8-man and blitz and rumbles, there might be a reason for that. I try to make sure even when we did the Stable War, if you were in war games the first 2 times, I tried to get you in a singles match at least once. It didn't work out for the men because there's so many for everybody, but and you guys are right on point with some of this stuff. It's like comics. Every book is someone's first view into that universe. Yes. And we do something very unique. You got to let people know what we're doing. Whether you're a mod or not, I mean, I don't mind if you try. And if you're not doing a good job explaining it, I will. It's very simple. It's very simple to follow the rules that we set out. People love jumping on noobs. It is getting better. Yeah, we used to, even mods that I used to have, which weren't mods for very long, to like, don't be mean to the new people. That's coin for me. That's gold for me. That's possible new subscriber, a new player, a new person we can enhance in their life and make them happier. By no means do I want someone to interact with a new person in a negative way, no matter what they say. I don't care if they come in with Hitler and N-words and bad things. Let's flip them first. Let's try to flip them. Delete the comment, give them a warning, tell them we flipped some of those people. We have done that here, and we need to do it more. Wally's in the house. How you doing? Jamar's here. Good to see you. So when it comes to digital wrestling, CAW, I will pull the curtain back, drop the fourth wall, whatever you want to call it, during a show if I have to. Little bits. I really don't want to, but I will because I know it helps. I will delete your comments from Discord if it doesn't make sense or it doesn't fit in here, you know? All right. So everybody's welcome. Everybody's loved. I say it all the time. Whether you're new or you've been here since day one, you're valuable here. Whether you donate or whether you're a fan or whether you're a member, I got this t-shirt. It's available. Loyalty is currency. That's a motto we live by here. You hit the like button, you share it, you put in comments. My first show back was 58 likes, over 300 views, over 2,500 comments. Now, part of it was because we played roulette during that show and that boosts it, but that helps the channel. That lets YouTube put my stuff from my channel out there more. You are helping exponentially if you come in here and comment and have fun. But if your comments make no sense, if your comments are a pity party because you hurt yourself this morning or someone in your family died and you keep on over and over and over, we care. We love you. But we don't want that during the whole show. I say escapism all the time. I mean it. I can't express that enough. You're getting a lot of love, whether you're new or old. And this is a place where a lot of people play. I say that not to be arrogant. I'm very proud of it, though. I'm very proud to have over 90 wrestlers with no alts. Nobody has two characters. If they do, for instance, some people I've let have a second character for storyline purposes. Atticus and Sarah. Shulky and Evil Shulky. I've let that happen for storyline purposes. Mordrin and Aiden for a couple weeks because we had to do that storyline. So those things will happen. But this is the place where you're looking at it. Over 30, close to 40 different companies. People that, and that's not even counting people that are gamers. Big Daddy Beard, Leo and Teddy. They're gaming and streaming all the time. People that do podcasts. I see Ram on panels now almost every day. So good for him. He's out there streaming more. He's putting his face out there more. I never thought, So I got to know Ram a little better on some of his little panels and shit. So big shout out to Vic in the building, my Pittsburgh buddy. Good to see you, my friend. And I haven't looked at the thumbs up. I haven't looked at the views. We've got 23 people in here. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And don't take, once again, I'll reiterate myself. If I delete your comments in Discord or if I delete them on a live stream or something, don't take it personally, but understand it's for a reason. And try not to do it again if it's something. But if you have a question, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why is this happening? Why do you do this? Facebook, Discord, Skype, Instagram. You can get a hold of me in a million different ways. But this Discord server, the way you guys are interacting is really good because I've said it a million times. When we had just Skype, I hated it when you guys went off. It was good. You guys can write. A lot of you guys can promo like crazy. However, Count Z has a 3,000 word promo he drops. on Skype on a Friday night after a show. Conversation starts afterwards between 3 other people, maybe about that, maybe about something else. The person who works Friday and Saturday and comes in Sunday, they never see your promo. That's why I'm doing the gift of gab. I want to make value in I don't want your promos to be lost. So in January, late January probably, I'm going to let you guys know in the beginning of January. I'm going to give you weeks to write, create, or get help with a promo. We had probably 25 to 30, which is awesome, the first time. I expect the same amount, if not more, which means everyone's not getting in. It's an exclusive promo tournament that I want to show everybody, maybe those who are new to it or need some help, how to do it, what we expect. So don't take it personal if you don't make that tournament. What do I normally do? I have another event with everybody else and they have a shot at a world title or something. So you will be compensated if you're not in that tournament. The next Stable War in 2025/2100. It's not going to be everybody. I need to make a change. The last few Stable Wars have been 23 people for brand warfare, 12, 14, 18, 19. I really want to do a 4, 5, or 6 man, 2, 3, or 4 woman. Maybe 6 or 7 stables. But you know what else that means? A lot of people aren't getting in the next Stable War. Don't take it personally. We've done 1 million of them. We're on 17 already coming up. And I don't want to do too many of those. We did 3 this year. 2 of them are storyline-based brand warfare because we wanted to get rid of, and we used the monarchy as a boost for everybody. And man, we got so much better because of the monarchy. The Federation got better. We all benefited because we brought back some legends, let them dictate and show people examples of how it should be done. And a lot of people learned. Same thing with the Madness. The Madness, we're doing the same thing. We want to piss everybody off, let them get power, so you guys step up your game. But there are limits. There are, things I don't want you guys to do. But man, has it been fun watching the Discord server go off a little bit. And in previous chats like Skype and Twitter, if you guys would go off on a tangent and start BSing about shit that has nothing to do with it, after I post a match card, what did I used to do? Post a match card again. Then you guys will chat a little more, maybe talk about the match card and talk about you ate dinner and then do this, do that. If I thought it was getting out of hand and the majority of the roster didn't get to see the match card, what did I do? Post a match card again. Most of you got the picture by the 3rd time. Okay, Blaze wants everybody to see the match card. No more chit chat. Then it got to a point where I had to lay down the law and say, hey, sorry, but if you want to promo, if you want to be in character, it's not in the Twitter chat. You can tweet it, though, and share it. It's not in the Skype chat for those reasons. Number 1, I don't want your work to get lost. Number 2, it got out of hand. Number 3, my information was getting lost. My goal as a businessman doing this needs to be to get as many people in these shows as possible. If I'm putting out a match card and you guys talk about bullshit, which could be fun, and no one, and the 3 people that work days at night don't see the match card, they don't know they're in a match. And another thing you guys are starting to learn, if you're not on the match card, still come to the show. It might be roulette. You might win a match. We might do friendly fire and you end up getting a Blitzkrieg title shot. I do that for a reason because I feel bad that I can't have the whole roster on one show. Right now, it's 4 shows a week and sometimes 5. Monday, Bloody Mondays. I saw it. I'm getting to it. Monday, Bloody Mondays. Tuesdays, Wednesday nights I've been doing shows. Thursdays, Saturdays, some Friday shows. If I could do a stream every day, I would. And that's not to knock or step on anybody else's toes. We've all learned that. Most of the time I go live, now someone else in the community's live. Deal with it. And if you have a problem that people aren't coming to your show, they're going to others, you need to try something else. And if you don't know what to try, reach out. All right, let's get back to the chat here. If anyone wants help with a promo, do not get a hold account. No, just kidding. He's there to help. He really is. Same thing with Odds. Odds is always there to help as well. And a lot of people are too prideful to reach out. Don't be, Digital dogs are the big super chat. Thank you, Digital Dog. I love the echo effect a little too much. My reverb. All right. Turn it off. Oh my. Iffy Zig is in the building. Good to see you, Iffy. Melinda Gutierrez, one of our new people from this year, and this year we broke records. I've never brought this many people onto the roster as we did this year. And if you look at the roster, let's take a look. Leo Angel. Bill Hay Jr., I guess he counts, because Bill is still a guy. We have added Jay Savage, Johnny Downtrodden, another one of Monstars characters, Eagle Star, Digital Dog. We brought Christian Tracy back, and he may not be in all the chats. He may not be as active, but he is in Twitter. He's throwing his thumbs up. That means a lot to me. If I see you liking tweets and putting emojis up, that's what it was. Sawyer, he's been super active. He's new. He's one. I'm throwing him under the bus a little bit because I know he can take it. He was the one that was going after the madness. I'm like, dude, you're playing a heel character. Don't go after the madness. You got Wally coming up. I want you to promo against him. And he did, and he did a good job of it. Some of the people that want to get involved in every storyline, it's not going to work that good. Pick your spots. That's why I put the match cards out. Even going to people like AJ, bringing Diamond Sky in, Riley bringing Devin in, Daisy, Spider coming in, Butterfly. It's so awesome to grow this channel. Discord server, Mordrin is here to help. You've heard him cut promos on here. I'm not gonna blow too much smoke up his ass, but he makes sense. He does, he's talking about what the story that's going on. He's furthering the story. If multiple people are streaming, don't care. Just do your stream. I've always said whether it's 2 or 20 or 200 people in your stream, you have to be the same. I've seen streamers that when they have 30, 40 people, they're all energetic, they're crazy. When they got 5 or 6, okay, let's get to the next match. Can't do that. If you want to grow your channel, you got to be you. You got to be whatever you are consistently, no matter who's in the chat. Riley having that experience now as a professional referee and wrestler, use him. He's a busy guy, but use the dude if you have need questions. I know a lot of you don't want to reach out. Even if you're someone who's been around and done promos forever, you can always learn something from some of these people. Oh, I love when you call me Blaised. Thanks. Even counts complimenting Riley. How about it? Oh, boy. Still come to the show to support other. Yeah, that's a great point, Triple B. And I see so many of you guys that do that now. Even if you're, back in the day, some companies got mad. They were like, oh, if you're not on the match card, you don't come to the show. Or you come in, say hi, and leave. So what? That's your right to do that. You can do whatever you want. So if you're not on the match card, but you're still in the chat the whole time, rooting on your favorites, interacting with the other people, because you're still a character on the roster, that's, make the most of it. I might not be in a match, but don't come in the chat. Oh, I guess I get the day off. Boo fucking who for me. Blah, blah, blah. Give me attention. I am not an attention coddler. I used to do that a lot more, but I'm not going to coddle you people. I'm not going to hold your hands. The time for that is done. I've done it before. I've used so much of my resources personally to try to help people that were unhelpable. Nothing personal. This place might not be for you if you can't interact with a lot of different types of people. If you're pissed because someone's on the roster that you don't like or someone who's wronged you in the past, tough shit. Tough titty, said the kitty. You work with people you don't like. You go to school with people you don't like. Deal with it. Let me know about it. If there is, I know there are 3 or 4 individuals sets of individuals that I will not book against each other because I know they don't like each other. They've had problems outside of the game or personal problems with that person. I can handle that. Drop me a DM. Hey, if you can, I'd never want to work with this person. Now, if you're in there telling me I don't work at 18 different people, go find another federation. No offense. I love you, but this ain't for you. 2025 or 2100 in LTD world, I'm going to get a little more stern with that. If you haven't been in a chat, a live chat, or a comment, or a DM for a month or two, you're gone. Sorry. If it's something personal, and in February you come back and now you're active again, drop me a DM. I just talked about Kristen Tracy. Hunter McIntyre I brought back after a year and a half. It happens. All right, so don't take it personally. You guys are killing it in the chats right now. I love the interaction. We're always going to have moments where our schedules clash somewhere or another. Don't let other people going live hinder what you're doing. Thank you. Sarah, Atticus, Kelly, that little group of guys, they learned too. When they came in, we were trying to find ways. We didn't have as many when they joined this community. We didn't have as many shows. So we tried to do a schedule within, these companies that we're talking about, the meat and potatoes. If you don't have your own company, you are not worth anything less than people that do have their own companies. For real. It's not for everybody. Yeah, you're amazing, Witcher, and I appreciate you. That's why you're here. And everyone can't make every show. I don't expect that. Prime Time, you were one of the most supportive people. You were on Vince McSham's channel for a while. You came over here. Now I see you almost everywhere. Hardcore Sports. Thank you for that, man. All of us. I think I speak for anybody who streams. They want you. If anyone out there has a show, you want Prime Time. You want to be friends with Prime Time. He's a great supporter, a prime, pardon the pun, example of what I want. Now, at first, he was bombarding me with chats and messages on Facebook. I loved it. And we came to an agreement, I don't need to hear everything, but I love you, dude. He's a great dude. He's an amazing supporter. So, you feel at home, you come around when you can. And Mitty, I talked about Emily. I talked about someone earlier, that people that stream all the time. How can I expect Emily to be in every one of my shows when she's live almost every day for multiple hours? That's unrealistic. I wouldn't do that to anybody. But she knows when she got a title and she has a fight with her mom and going to come in and say something. I love it. So I welcome every level of engagement. Not all the places will. Some of these companies, if you're not active nonstop, you're not part of the company. If you can't handle what they do, if they are way out there as far as how they talk, and you're not going to make it, just find places that you do like. I'm showing you over 35. I think there's 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30. 31 here. 31, I'm sorry. 31 here with probably a couple more that will be added. That's not counting LTD. That's everybody else. And they're not all consistent. Corey's doing different stuff with his channel. Tiny and Hell's Gate do recorded shows every once in a while. We welcome it all. Mordrin's coming back soon with Sacrifice. All out. Folks might want to watch a replay. Yeah. Mordrin unapologetically is going to curse. He's going to be loud. He's going to scream. And I love it because he is him when he does his show. He is the character 110%. It's going to be, you might want to turn your volume down a tad bit because he's loud. He's going to give it to you. I love that shit. When Gregory Blakely does his shows, he is in character. I've said this before. Dragonheart, Kasumi, Crimson Heart, he is always in character. The threats of quitting and hating and, I'm at it, that's his character. He's a volatile character. He is unapologetically himself as well. If you want to get to know Gregory better, go check out his channel and he put some of the personal stuff out there too. And his little vlogs and videos. He's a great dude. Amazing at what he does. There's always going to be a-holes in the world to deal with. That's wise words from my man Odds. Good shit. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're a ray of sunshine. I never questioned it, Iffy. Did I realize you weren't around as much? Sure, but I would never hold that against somebody. I am a person, to a fault, that will give you the benefit of the doubt that there's a reason you're not around. If it gets to be months where I don't see you in anybody's chats, because trust me, if you're not in my chats, but I see you around in others, I know you're still active. But to house, and I'll go back to this a million times until I ingrain it in your brain, now, don't look at the white names, look at all the other ones. To house this many people and to keep this place going is not easy. I try my best to accommodate. Everyone's not going to be happy all the times. Play the character, though. Philly Halftime's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And I'm doing a lot better. I mean, I'm healthy enough to join Halftime and Mitch this morning on their weekend wake up at 10:30 in the damn morning. And for those that know me, I am not a fucking morning person. I appreciate. I number one, I will think there is a reason people aren't around as much if they're not. Number two, if I see that it's elongated period, my first instinct is to worry and pray for you. Then I'll contact you. Hope everything's okay. Haven't seen you in a while. You know, I'm not the type that's going to be like, fuck that dude. They're never here for a week. They're fired. There's human beings behind these characters, you fuckers. Should be blessed that they're here every day. Miles Stanley Ward's in the house. Big shout out to MSW. Good to see you. All right, we're going to bring some people on here and talk about the match cards to close this. Sarah, smile. Big shout out to Sarah. And Sarah she's a Hardcore Sports Network wrestling content creator. She doesn't have her own channel. She does watch-alongs and stuff with Mitch in the group, and she's a big wrestling fan. She supports this channel, and she's not on the roster. She shows up and has fun. She's a member. I mean, I can't thank you enough, Sarah. And they call me Naughty Blaze. I love it.
Naughty Blaze.
I like being naughty. We get silly. We have fun. We push the envelope, but we don't go over the line. A good promo is not, I fucked your mother and your daughter and all your women. You know, that's stupid. I said that a million times. I've used all the examples of old school rap and stuff like that. I'm better than you. I can do this. You can't do that. You know, understand people not making it to every show. Yeah, people have 9 to 5s. I'm telling you right now, I understand. I sympathize. I empathize. I'm not going to get rid of you just because you can't make a live show. But at the same time, there are probably 7 or 8 people that are on the borderline of not coming back in the new year because I haven't seen them. They haven't contacted me. For 2 reasons. I have people waiting to get in, and I can do more stories and stuff and give you those one-on-one matches you want if the roster's at 70 instead of 90. I don't have 20 people I can get rid of. I'm blessed. That's a huge benefit. I don't have 20 people to get rid of. There's companies out there, and I feel bad for them. They struggle because people don't come around. They get rid of everybody. Then people start coming around wondering why their character's not fighting. That's bad communication between the showrunner and the players, period. But I appreciate you guys putting your feedback here is amazing. Yeah, look, Gregory, he thank you for putting it. If you see people that put the quotes around them, they're talking out of character. You know, and I like when people do that sometimes. 7 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever it may be. You know what else I got to take into consideration? UK is 5 hours ahead of us. I got about 6 or 7 or 8 people that are from the UK, probably 10. Andy Price and Neo and those guys in Australia and New Zealand, they're like, 12, 11 hours ahead of us? You know, and there's times I go live at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the Corey Quinns and the Jade and the Ricks and the Sawyers from the UK, they're in the chat. It's 2 in the fucking morning. God bless you. Thank you. If I haven't told you thank you and I love you, I do. This isn't just a game. It is a game. It is just a game. But it's not. It's a place for us to go and have fun. We've turned it into a creation that some people think it's going to get a lot bigger than it is. Sorry, people, it's not. It's good. It's going to get bigger. There'll be more people, but by no means does a TV station want to have a video game Efed on it. That's ridiculous. But so there's a lot of people think that's possible. If you're in here, if you're doing a show to make money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Does it help if you get a little big and make money on the side? Sure. Hey, it's the fucked up world out there right now. Every penny matters. They just raised taxes in my whole county, almost 25% property taxes. How can people afford that in today's economy? So if you can't donate, you can't be a member, you know what? That's okay. I'm telling you right now, if you can make it to the Christmas show or the Christmas Eve show, I'm gifting memberships those days. There's your warning. If you're not a member, you can't afford it, click on that box that says allow gifts. You might be a member. I'm going to give Christmas presents this year. I got 10 to give away. I might buy some too to give more memberships. For those that have paid and continue to pay or that renew, thank you. Thank you so much. That's why I got this new soundboard and we can do the cha-cha. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. We can have fun because I added this weird little
thing and maybe Radio Rex will show up.
Maybe the maestro will have something to say.
Maybe little kids will be here.
Maybe Shmoo will come in and say something and eat everything.
I love that. I love that. To announce someone coming to the ring as Digital Doll. I've been watching back some of the shows. That adds a very cool element for me. I'm a music buff. Our music, and other people do it too. And this is not arrogance or ego again, but ain't nobody doing music and intros like we do in LTD. If you want to, I'll give you some hints. I'll tell you. I got that whole playlist. Yeah. I'll help you if you want. It's not easy. I've watched the GPWs and the recorded shows, and their music is crisp, and you hear the bass, and you hear the song perfectly. For 6 years, I've had this speaker sitting next to my mic, picking it up just enough to be background. Now it's crystal clear, and it sounds dope, and I love it. When I rewatch these shows and the reverb echo kicks in, I feel like I'm watching a TV show. Because of a little bit of reverb, just a little bit of this goes a long way. All right. So that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to go over all this stuff. I wanted to cover some of this stuff. We're going to have some fun. I can't wait for the summit because all you guys are super valuable. No matter if you just started your company, planning on starting a company, or have been doing it for years, you can still learn off of people. I'm still learning. And look at all the people that volunteered their help when I said that earlier. Matt Stain. I've been calling Matt Storm Meme Storm because he's dropping all them memes in the Discord server. It's fun. I like it. Engage however you want, people. It's fun. And we're going to do more of it, a lot more of it. I guess right now I do want to brag a little bit. I do want to show off what we have. Yeah, and if someone wants to know what soundboard I have, it's a K300. It was about $40. 56. It was 70 with the mic, so I knew I was getting a cheap mic. I don't like this mic. When I re-listen to it, it's not as crisp as I want it. It's a tiny bit tin canny, but with the crowd noise and the reverb and stuff and the music, it gets covered up on the live stream, and it sounds okay. It sounds good enough. I want it to be better. I won't say I'm a perfectionist, but I do want it to sound better. Yeah, my Kane voice. Yeah, that's
well. I decided to use that for the maestro on Thursday night because I'm like, shit. I have the maestro come in here and tell everybody that only the madness fights tonight.
That brings more realism. It makes you feel like you're on a show, bro. That's what I want. I want you guys to be like, and I remember when me and Pete used to get people coming and go, I love your commentary. You should be a WWE commentary. Or, wow, this commentary is fun. It's amazing. Like, I can't tell you how much that means to me. I won't brag about it. I won't say all that shit and all that, but it's like, it does sound like Pete a little bit. But that's the benefit we have. So use me if you want. Drop me a DM. Let's look at, before we go over the match cards, I wanted to go over this again. These are all the arenas that I've created in 2K24. God, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we can copy and paste into the new video game? I love creating arenas though, so those aren't that bad. Now, the struggle this year has been, once I had so many logos and arenas, every time I created an arena, I had to go in, do the stage, save it, leave, or else it would crash. I lost everything. So I learned to create arenas bit by bit. I wanted to do creation streams creating arenas for these Christmas arenas. I was afraid it was going to crash every time I did it. Even creating CAWs this year, I would go in, set the base and save it, because I would a few times go through a whole creation and then it crashes. And your creation's gone. Remember, there was supposed to be some auto save feature the game has that was supposed to protect us from that. Not so much. But complaining about the game and talking about 2K25, we'll reserve that for February. The Aftermath Arena, we'll see that today. The Apocalypse Arena, very much the same. We just kind of changed the Apocalypse for that. When the arena's really good, you see reuse it. So color schemes I'm big on. You'll see that coming up. Uniqueness in the arenas. I think creating arenas is my favorite thing. It's not, is there a lot of things I wish they had for the arenas? Sure. I wish I could pattern a custom logo on the barricade again, because I put logos all over the place. This year I had to get creative, use the patterns that they had, like I did here in the Battle Queen one, change the colors up, make it look unique. But color schemes are big for me. Plus, I'm partially colorblind. Not bad enough where someone's like, what color is the American flag? I know. It's green, purple, and orange. Duh. But purples and blues sometimes confuse me. Pinks and grays. Sometimes browns and dark, colors in between. Thank God it has that little color scheme in the game that remembers the color you did, and you can just put it right back up. So the Battle Queen Arena, obviously for the lady shows. They're going to go in alphabetical order, and then it's going to come back to the new arenas at the end. So we'll let this roll for a little bit here. And using these pictures, these screenshots I do as thumbnails, I've been doing that. Enjoy that, to show them off. Stable War Battle Squad 1, there's their arena that they got with their title belt. I actually love the Gift of the Gods type belt that we've created for Stable War Championships. We'll be bringing back LIT Breakthrough, because we still have 5 or 6 people that aren't permanently on the roster yet, that have just joined. We'll see if they get on there. There's 1 or 2, I'm telling you right now, that might not make it out of the 7, because I haven't seen them in a while. Now, I recently found out why they weren't around. So they get a pass. We'll see. But the breakthrough arenas for the LIT, the newcomers, there is a process to come into this company. I'm sorry, the days of upload your creator to this hashtag, I got you, or, oh, you're in the chat, you're on the roster. If anybody's still doing that, you're asking for problems. If someone doesn't like you, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to be nice enough to get their character on there, and they're going to troll the fuck out of you. Don't put yourself through that. You don't have to have as intricate as a process as I have. The application, it's funny, because when I was going through original LTD stuff, the application process is 20 years old. I did that back in the Efed world. I just changed it to accommodate the YouTube world. But I mean, before I bring someone on, I'm watching you in other streams. So if you're new and you're trying to get into this company and I see you in other companies' streams, I'm watching how you interact. If you're in private chats, I'm watching you. For good reasons. I want to find out if you are going to fit in this community. We had a lot of, for lack of a better word, strong personalities here. They will tell you about yourself. If you sound like a moron, you're going to be called a moron. Number one, take it as in character first. If it gets bad and it's personal, then we'll address that. So LIT is the process of newcomers coming in. And when you get signed, you're not in. You got 30 to 90 days where I can let you go if you're not around. So don't try to do that. I'm going to be super involved and to get on the roster and then just stop showing up. That's why I have that in place, to see if you're really going to stick around. Yeah, Mordrin's a bastard for a reason. And yes, I watch Count Z shower. So what? End up with 900 pounds and 300. Yeah, if he knows it. If he was one that caught on right away. I was like, oh my goodness, if he came in here from like Totes and Solo's stream and she's interacting with Count Zraithnok on day one, what the fuck are you thinking? And then I'm looking, I'm like, holy shit, they're getting along. Some people will come in and they'll get it right away. Some people need explanation and they need to understand. I'm not going to recognize your bullshit in the chat while I'm trying to do a show over and over and over. I said something the other day, and I've explained this before, and it's for a reason. It's a personal and a professional reason. I don't say goodbye when people leave the chat. That's nothing personal. What I saw a lot of is people come in and say, all right, I got to go. I'll be right back. Or, okay, I'm done. I can't be here no more. I got to go. And 2 seconds later, they're back. Okay, I'm back. Someone who wants me to say hi, goodbye, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm doing a show. But we love you. We're going to talk as much as possible. Back in the day, that was a big problem. We had to address it. So I don't say goodbye. I don't like saying goodbye in real life. I like to say see you later. And I like to say see you another time. And I'm not talking about you, Angel, at all. I mean, you've done that recently, but you're new, you're learning. But this is in the past. And I used you in an example the other day because I wanted to let everybody know it's not personal. I love you. But if I sat here saying goodbye to everybody the whole show, that would be most of the show. So it's not that I don't care. It's a great parasocial. Yeah, exactly. But that's people. It's not personal that I don't say goodbye and hello and all that. It's just the way I learned how to do this show. And thank you for understanding. And I'm not mad that you've done that because you're new. So I'm glad it came up because now I can explain to everybody why I do that. Don't take it personal. We're putting on a show. Some people do the show so differently, and that's fine. You're going to go to 10 different shows and they're all done differently. You're going to see similarities here and there, but ultimately it needs to be unique or it's boring if everyone did the same thing. Cage Fury is a show we'll bring back all cage matches. Cages, war games, Hell in a Cell. There's a cage for every match. That's Cage Fury. We did one of those shows. I want to bring that back. And if you notice, one of the things we do, it's themed events. That's LTD. Lucha Underground was like that. They didn't have pay-per-views. They did themed events and stuff like that. So, we do different monthly themed events. I have a list here. Where's this thing? Here's our events, just to give you an idea. We do a world tour. We do Violent Times Day on Valentine's Day. We do the Gathering in March. We do Territory War, where everybody from Detroit fights each other. Everyone from Canada fights each other. We do Star Wars shows on May 4th and 5th. We do the Olympics when it came around. That was so much fun last year when we did the Olympics. Was that this year? It was this year. Wow. Game night, when you guys can win prizes and literally win a t-shirt and stuff like that. Stable War, obviously, and then the seasonal stuff. Red October, the Thanksgiving shows, November Rain, and then we're going to talk about the newer one soon. I see you guys in the back. We got 6 people waiting. We will get to you. We're almost there. Stable War Arena, which I just changed the logo for the new Stable War. been watching, criticizing them. Notice large chunks were me making those comments instead of focusing on matches. Yeah, I mean, and rewatching show, and that's Mordrin admitting to a mistake, people. That's Mordrin admitting that he's still learning. And he's been doing this for decades, too. Take it for what it's worth, people. Exactly. See, if he caught it. It's Dungeons. I like the Dungeons and Dragons comparison because I'm your dungeon master. I take things along, but your input matters. If I see something, notice how many times is two people going at each other in the chat? Is it a coincidence that next week they have a match or the following week? Fuck no. I love that shit. You guys have created so many angles by the live chat, and I love you. Crazy 8 Arena, when we do the 8-man specials. Another logo I really like, because Crazy 8 was an old card game I played when I was young, so that was like, I need an 8-man title. This Crazy 8 just came right. One of my favorite arenas, a lot of you guys love this one too because of the color schemes, is the Eliminator Beer Arena. The ice everywhere, make it feel real cold. The beer makes you thirsty and all that. And the commercial, I love that. Once again, commercials, if you guys got them, make them, send them to me. The Empire Arena, even though it's not a brand, is not going to go away. The arena, I love the red and gold color scheme of that one. Just sticks out. Exodus. A lot of these are available on Community Creations, but unfortunately, a couple months ago, whenever I had way too much custom stuff, I cannot upload. Now, I have a second account where I can upload, but for my main account, if I go to upload anything, an image, an arena, a CAW, it crashes. So that's because I have too much shit on my on the game. Should work, but it doesn't. Am I going to complain about it? No, doesn't matter. So most of them are up there. When 25 comes, I've already warned you guys, and here's another fair warning. Don't come to me with a CAW with 52 images on it. Don't do it. If it is, let me know. Delete the second attire. I use it for this other company, and they allow unlimited images. That's fine. I've had some people that send me their CAW. Main attire is different than the main attire entrance, which is different than the second attire, which is different than the second attire entrance. They got 4 attires on there, and they do that because they're in 20 companies and they don't want to make 20 different CAWs. I get it. But if you don't let me know that, then you're going to look weird when you come out. But it's all good. Exodus Arena is when we went to space. Or should I say went to space? That was a fun angle. You know, we decided to go to space and stay on the space station for a while. I mean, and I knew part of the end of that angle, but it was organic. I didn't know that we were going to blow up the other planet and save this United States. I mean, save the Combat Kingdom Earth. You know, that happened within the last 2 days. I had no plans on that. It's because of how it went in the chat. It made more sense not to pick up the planet and everything now and go to a different planet, but to use Matt Henstock as a scapegoat. And it worked brilliantly. Yeah, used to be able to have 4 attires. But that's what I mean. People, we bend this game to make it work for us. So if you're, you know, whatever. So, you know, if you're going to overload your CAW with a bunch of images, just let me know about it. Fantasy Action Wrestling, our Time Machine Arena. The Forbidden Door is a fantasy action wrestling where we combine all those companies and they fight LTD people. So I've used our own Forbidden Door. This is away from LTD. This is just because you guys wanted it. And I thought it was a fun thing to do. You know, when the new game first comes out, we'll bring back Avatar Wrestling, which, you know, everyone will pick their own WWE character because I don't want to rush you guys to build your characters. Take a few weeks, take a month. And we will go in detail, once again, how I want you to set up your wrestler. There's just a couple things my company that's different. You know? Doesn't make it right or wrong anywhere else. The Future was one of the space station arenas based off of, you know, Hunter McIntyre's Future Championship Wrestling. You have the Game Night, one of my favorite arenas. You have, I used to be able to do more with the barricade with the games. Yeah, so here's another thing. When it comes to tattoos and stuff, if you need help with this, I can help too. If you have 5 tattoos on your left arm, upper left arm, and you put them all together, let me know. I can make those 5 into one image for you. PNG, send it right back to you, upload it for you, whatever. Then you have one image for the 5 tats on your left arm. You know, so we can work around that and stuff. Game Night's one of everybody's favorites. I mean, how could you not like that? It has Twister on there, Ladder Chat Hangman, Jeopardy, Monopoly, and we always try to work in games. If you got an idea of how to work in any type of interactive game, Riley, he's ran with this, and it's brilliant. The casino stuff on the old game, the points in the God bless you for keeping track of all that, because I know it's not easy. And he does a fabulous job because he lets you know where you're at. If you go in there, if I go in there tomorrow and say, how much money do I have? He'll tell me. And that's, if you're going to do a point system, you're going to do a dollar system, don't shortchange your people. Keep track of it. And Game Night's where I spend 50 to 100 of my own dollars every time we do Game Night. That prize pack is a $60 value. It's a t-shirt, a mug, and a sticker, and ridiculous shipping, which I'll under. Plus, if you're from fucking Canada, I'm paying like $30 to ship you that shit. It's insane. But I only do it if I can, when I can. So when I give away a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker as one prize pack, and then an extra t-shirt, that's almost $100 of my own money. Or money that you've been putting in as members. Okay? So that's where it matters. It's the never-ending cycle. So Game Night's coming back in the beginning of January. Prizes will be given. You can book a match. You can, stuff like that as well. And, the casino aspect, obviously roulette, we use that a lot more because that's one of the best interactive tools, along with dad jokes. Because it's hilarious. To add that type of depth to these shows is sick. Yeah, Gav and Blade Charge, Goddess, they're all within like driving distance, so I should just make a trip to give them their prizes. But these arenas I take a lot of pride in. Look at the color scheme for Gift of Gab. Or yellow, lighter red, and green. I love it. Part of it's because I stole the logo on the mat from Gav. Because even beating some of you guys who, God bless you, you guys are on. I didn't think anyone would pick that up. I'm going through all the images going, I need something green for the mat to make it look unique. That's Gav's, like, I think it's his gear for his pants or something. The image right. I don't have a good shot of it, to be honest. But the green stripes in the ring, that's off of Gav's gear. The left and the right of the ring there, those green and white stripes. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I can repurpose stuff like that as well and make it into something cool. Gift of Gab's coming back. I challenge those who weren't in it last year to get in it this year because there's so many great writers. I know Angelita didn't get in it and she could write like a bastard. I love her stuff. So if she can get in it this time, you guys better beware because she's good. So that's just one example. So there's a lot of people out there I know that can write, whether it's typed, whether it's a video, or whether it's audio. You want me to read it? I got
the ability
To mix up
The voice for you, too.
if I need now. So, whatever you want, I will work with you. Christmas shopping. Oh, man. Amazon's my savior there. Plus, I got Uncle Greg gifts. Everything else. Those butter cookies in the tin can that your grandma or your uncle used to always give you? About 10 or 15 years ago, I was like, I'm going to make it because my grandparents are gone. My great uncles and all that are gone. But I was like, what a funny gag it would be to give every my family these damn butter cookies for 2 reasons. Number one, it's reminiscent of when we were a kid and we used to get those damn butter cookies in the tin all the time. Number 2, I love those fucking things. They're freaking delicious. Gift of Gab. Yeah, we're heading for 2 hours on this again. And it's only because the Steeler game it may not have started. But anyway, Gift of Gab is coming back. The Gladiator Gauntlet. Partial failure, if you ask me, because of how the gauntlets work. I'm going to work to make it better. I know they don't really give a shit about what we want. But please don't get rid of the gauntlet for 2K25. I still have plans for it. But like the realism of, each person getting eliminated every time they came out, pretty much. No one got more than 2 falls in those long ass gauntlets. And I got a hold of a bunch of people like Triple Beat and, Odds and people out there and be like, man, I need a formula. Monstar, we were doing all these tests for gauntlets, trying to make it a little more realistic. Now, the 4-man, 5-man, 6-man gauntlets, those are great. Those can work well. Or the gauntlet that's like a rumble, those are good. But I wanted the gauntlet, like the next person doesn't come out until the fall is over. But then everyone was continued. It was like the next person is always winning. No one's winning 3 or 4 or 5. No one's getting on that run like a Brock Lesnar comes in and eliminates 6 people or 7 people in the gauntlet. So we can only do so much with the sliders for the game. The AI will be the AI regardless. But I like the Gladiator. I was just watching Final Battle from ROH, and I know congratulations to Riley outdrawing the Hammerstein Ballroom, you boys and girls out there for anyway, what I wanted to say before I get off track. I think the Hammerstein Ballroom is the most amazing arena to look at while you're watching a show. Like the aesthetics of seeing all those balconies and shit. It's just so dope because it's original. Another one was when, remember WCW did their first show at the Mall America? Like how cool that looked to see people just chilling in the mall watching wrestling. So it's just unique, like the setting that we get in the game that's Hammerstein Ballroom as well. So why is the name of the federation not coming to me, Riley? Put it in the fucking chat. HOG. My bad. House of Glory. I kept on thinking GCW. I was like, not fucking GCW, Blaze, you moron. It's House of Glory. So House of Glory doing their shows. And Riley, if you don't know, Riley's associated with the House of Glory. He's in it. So you guys, he's been trained by Amazing Red and knows a bunch of the guys and refereed some huge matches. And he's involved. And so pick his brain. I mean, that's one of us out there as a pro wrestler, dude. That's so dope. Like, I can't explain how proud I am of him. The struggles that he's overcome in his life and to do that. And granted, he's not the biggest dude. He's not 6'8", 285 pounds, but he makes his character work. It's hilarious. And we wish the best for Riley. Unfortunately, we're probably going to hear from him here in a second or two. Stay tuned. Golden Pyramid, one of my favorite arenas. The Great Hall, honoring all those who have been through LTD. It was necessary. There was a point where I was totally against Hall of Fames. There was a lot of WU shit that really soured me on Hall of Fames because then it was all, why is he in the Hall of Fame and I'm not, or he doesn't deserve it, or they don't deserve it, or I've done more, and fuck off. So I made it. You couldn't be active. You're retired. Or, some of them can come back and fight. We've seen Chance be a manager or GM. We see Shifty and Cassie be referee or be in the last stable war, and it's got to be on. And like for people to say things like that, wow. Like Mordrin's been in tons of different feds over these years. To say he's honored to be in there, it's amazing. Yeah. And I'm not, just because Matt did this, I'm not talking about Matt. I'm talking about everyone. When you lose a match and you say, oh, I got screwed by the AI, that takes away all the realism that I'm trying to work for. But if you get screwed by the AI and you drop it in a private chat somewhere to get it off your chest, go for it. You think I'm happy with what the AI's done with me in the past as a character? But you roll with it. Instead of saying, I hate the AI. It's terrible. We love the AI. That's right, Monstar. It's watching all the time. So it just gets rid of, what's up, Azrael? It just gets rid of the realism we're trying to make when, the damn AI. Same thing with real wrestling. When people go, why did they book that guy to win that title in WWE? What? We're supposed to suspend our disbelief. Why did they book that guy to win a match? That's what I hate about today's social media world of wrestling. It's not why did they book that person. It's, damn, that person won the title. They shouldn't have. You're allowed to have that opinion. But to say that it's Triple H, it's Tony Khan, why are they booking this? You know how much, and I'm sure Riley can say this, I've been in the back a handful of times for wrestling shows. They hate that shit. When fans say booking and, botches, and they hate that. Real wrestlers hate when fans talk like that. They're not going to come out and say that, publicly as much, but they hate that. They hate when fans are like, oh, I hate the booking of this company. What? Fuck, social media ruined that, but it is what it is. Independence Day, I found a way to redo that. I love this arena, and I wanted to use that background, the stage that the game has. Artificial intelligence. That's what I mean. And no offense, but when people come in your chat and you go, oh, this is AI versus AI, and go back to the match, half of the people don't know what the fuck you're saying. Computer versus computer. I am not playing the game. That's how I don't play the game. We just let the computer dictate. You got to explain a little further to people that are new. And the fact that the AI is questionable, I love it. I don't want to know. I was talking to Totes on one of his podcasts the other day. I love the fact that I don't know who's going to win. That makes my commentary seem more realistic. Oh my God, what the fuck? I can't believe that just happened. Instead of going, if I knew who was going to win, I can still act it out, but it might not sound as genuine as, did I think Radio Rex is going to win the fucking 8-man on Thursday night? Now, what I won't do, regardless if it's my character or not, I will not lower your stats to make someone lose. That ain't me. Some people do that for storylines and do that, but that is why everyone's at 100. Some people don't like that. Some people want, but from all the videos I've seen, if you put everybody at 100 and then have their AI personal tendencies catered to their style, it's still going to give you that aspect. But it's a little more of not a level playing field completely, because it is a computer game, but it's more of a level playing field when everybody's that's my opinion. You can disagree with it, agree with it, and I respect everyone's opinion. That's how I want to run it, and it's worked well. It works really well for what I want. Independence Day, I reused it and said had the Madness Independence Day, which was fun. Patience, guys in the back, I'm getting to you. We're almost there. Lethal Brand Arena, Fire, Barbed Wire. Yeah, even if you put someone at 60 and someone at 90 and you test 20 matches, that 60 is going to win a couple times. So that's why I don't want you to take it personal. When you come in and go, oh, I do nothing but lose. That ain't my fault. I could be a dick and say maybe your moveset sucks, or maybe you didn't design the character well enough, or you didn't do your personality traits so that guy doesn't know how to react, or I don't know. It's still a fucking video game. It's still weird shit can happen. No matter how you set your sliders, no matter how you set up your characters, play with what the game gives you. That's the bottom line. Just play with what the game gives you. If you're in a losing streak for a while, trust me, the game will eventually flip over. But if you're sending me a new CAW every week because you're losing, you might keep losing. There's no guarantee that a new character with a different moveset is going to help you win. Unexpected is good. I've said this a million times. I expect three things in my wrestling product. I want to be entertained, I want to be amused, and I want to be surprised. Whether it's fake digital wrestling, real wrestling, that's a formula for a fun show. LIT Arena we'll get back to. I told myself I was going to do this within an hour today so more people might watch the replay. People weren't, seriously, you could be the best Efed streamer in the world. If you're doing 4 or 5 hour shows, not a lot of people are going to sit there and watch that replay. Let's be real. It's okay. I understand. There's feds that I'm in that I go, I'll watch my match and that's it. I don't have time to watch. That's why I'm not in 20 feds with Blaze anymore. It's not personal. If you want to use Radio Rex, he's up there. He's downloadable. You can grab him right now if you want to use him. I'm not always going to be in the chat. I'm not going to be playing that character as much. And I might pull the character if you overuse him. There was a couple feds last year I had to pull him from and say, nah. And I hate doing that. And talking about the Rex thing, there's a reason that I storyline injured him. I don't want him to get any title shots. I don't want Shmoo. I don't want Blaze. They're not in main events. This show is not about my characters run the show. They're the committee. They're the security. I want you guys to win the titles and have the fun. And for other companies that do that and their character is the main character, God bless you, do it. That's fine. I'm not knocking anybody for having their character, but I don't know. I go to some shows and their character's in the main event almost all the time. It's like, maybe you wonder why people don't want to go to that show, because they're going to think, how am I going to get any traction if it's all the person that's running the show's characters? But if they choose to do it that way, it's fine. One of my favorite arenas here is the Legacy Arena, and here's the reason why. Hold on. I know I got a picture of it. I got a lot of pictures of this one. One more. Come on. I got too many. Bingo. Those are all names of people that used to be in LTD. Am I mad because they're not here anymore? I miss some of them. Some of them came back. Some of them are back that are on that list. Some I'll never bring back or ever have, ever. If they begged me, I wouldn't bring them back. And that's for you guys, because I know it would just be a shitstorm if I left certain individuals come back. I don't hate them. They just don't work here. They can't play well with others. But then there's some I miss. I fear Big Chuck passed away. Big Chuck was very involved. You guys remember Big Chuck? I found him off of Vince McSham streams too. Big Chuck was always in the chat, very friendly, loved his character. I helped create it for him. He sent me a bunch of pictures on Discord, and he told me flat out that his health was really bad, and he's in the hospital. He was in the hospital pretty much permanently, so he may have passed away. I thought Marley Good passed away a couple years ago because he wasn't around for a year, but then Marley pops in. I'm like, he's all right. But Big Chuck, I'm afraid he's gone. I think we lost Big Chuck. Hopefully I'm wrong, and he pops into a chat someday again, because he was a great dude to chat with outside of the game. And he played along well. He's a huge wrestling fan. But I mean, there's names like here, like Lance Romance, great dude. You see him on Riley streams. He's still over there. Royo Solomon was a great character. He's not Sabriel Reed from France. He was one of the first characters here for the first few years. Sabri's a great dude. ZK was over like a motherfucker here in LTD, but he told me he couldn't be around. Kyle Young now has Danny Wells here. It's funny because he's like, fuck, Kyle Young could never win shit. Now Danny's winning world title. He's here. But Kyle's his main character. So many here. People like Aaron West that joined when I was in the Efed world. And then there's on the right a lot of my characters. Elliot Fresh was a Snoop Dogg lookalike. I brought him in to be silly. Leo Lightning was one of my characters. He's the one that went into the electrical box back in 19 when we had that. Bring that back, please. I like that. People that made the Great Hall. I mean, there's so many that are on this list that I'm so blessed to have had. The Bastage, God bless him. War, CE, Cam Crash. He's still streaming. There's so many. I don't hate any of these people, but a lot of them I don't want to come back. But I'm blessed that I had them here. Shout out to all of them. I told you 300-400, man. Captain Underpants. Yeah, Sabri already. He was great. Sabri, literally from France. Great dude. Lost Souls Arena. The MAD Lab. I wanted a hospital feel for it with all the white. The game makes a lot of the white really grayish sometimes too, so you got to use the lighting in there to help change that. The Madness Laboratory, this was the space station arena. All right, we still got the 6 people in the back. Hang tight. I'm getting to you. The Madness is Business Arena. I made this before the Madness came back in October, this whole story, because the business thing has always been Blaze's thing. Blaze's story, real quick in a nutshell, is that Blaise McCoy was a professional football player. He got hurt, and then he ended up being a business mogul, buying businesses, selling them in Pittsburgh, and that's how he got to be what he was. So the business aspect was always in there. Actually, if I find the page, I had a whole storyline, which was going to be nothing but shows based on the word business. Risky business, business as usual. Every pun or saying with the word business in it was going to be a show. And I literally had like 2 months or 3 months worth of shows planned out for that. But it didn't work out. We went a different direction. Here it is. Back to business, business plan, business class, business at hand, business never personal, business as usual, strictly business, handling business, unfinished business, serious business, nobody's business, monkey business, business before pleasure, funny business, mind your own business, LTD means business, lethal business, business empire, business legacy, business deal, give them the business, take care of business, get down to business, family business, show business, end of the business. Risky business. Business is booming. So yeah, I had a whole thing planned for like 20 shows, but we went a different direction. It's all good in the hood. But I love this arena. Look how crazy. I mixed probably. I wanted to use that big background that's there with all the bullshit and those weird SmackDown things and change the colors and find a movie that matches it too, which is difficult. But the game has given us more custom movies. The generic gold, red, blue, red, orange. I love that. Classic. I'll use those for almost all of them. But Madness is Business was a whole thing I had planned and never came to fruition. And it's a different Madness. That's not the Madness. So to make it more confusing, I even told LA, and I joked about it in character. Why the fuck you got to be called the Madness? Because we have the Madness Asylum Disciples, and we have Madnesses, but we have enough madness here already. We don't need any more, but we made it work. And the confusion was part of the why would the Madness would want to confuse people and make them more angry. Mass Hysteria is a theater. I got to bring Mass Hysteria and Offering back. Mass Hysteria is a song Soma has, so I used that. That's the theme song for that. Offering, my brother's band has a song called Offering. This changes everything. You guys will know that song when you hear it. Offering, because the song's called Offering. The NBA arena, the NFL arena, these are great. You know, I'm going to bring these back soon too. What I plan on doing is having a show where you guys pick which arena you want to have the matches in. And we'll showcase all these arenas. NFL, I've done that before. I'll scroll through, you put in the chat what arena this one should be in, and showcase all these unique arenas. This is another thing. I don't think there's too many shows out there that have 40 different custom arenas. I choose to do that. A lot of places, they want the familiarity of these 3 brands, you know, and I get it. They use those 3 arenas and that's it. Me, I am a person that wants to create. I want uniqueness. Every super card has its, you know, when you watch the old days, remember when the stage was so unique to every pay-per-view? Like this big gaudy thing for each pay-per-view, Bad Blood, or, you know, The Undertaker's Unforgiven, which I saw live in Indianapolis. Ooh, I get chills thinking about the Unforgiven show that I see. No, that was in Pittsburgh. I saw 7 debut for WCW in Indianapolis. The character was shit. They dumped it right away. But I'm telling you, that was one of the most amazing entrances I've ever seen. It literally looked like Dustin floated to the ring. They had the right amount of fog. However they had him float was genius. It was amazing. So the Offering arena. Yeah, small arenas too. Here's why I don't use the small arenas, because a couple of them, they have the fucking WWE logo everywhere and you can't change it. If you send me a CAW and the entrance has that fucking WWE logo behind it, I'm changing it. I don't want that. I go to as far as I don't want the wrestler's name behind you. Now, I did that with Blaised, found that Akira Tozawa one, which, depending on which lower Tron you use, man, the fire graphic was dope. Then you go to a different arena and it says fucking Akira Tozawa behind Blaised as he walks to the ring. Other companies do it. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But I don't want that here. I don't want Charlotte Flair behind you as you walk to the ring. You're not Charlotte Flair. Why would it say Charlotte Flair behind you? If the game could handle it, I'd do custom Trons for everybody. With your logos. You know? But yeah, I want that uniqueness. I don't want WWE everywhere on it and shit like that. But you know, sometimes you can't. Old school, that Nintendo Pro Wrestling thing that I have up there, I love. I mean, that's like those are screenshots from 2K15 or some shit like that. 16. Yeah, some people. The generic yellow movie is great, and like I say, the fact that some people don't have 40 fucking plus custom arenas. It's not that that's bad or wrong or horrible. You know, that's the way they want to run it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I choose to have different arenas every damn month. We're almost there. I'm rambling, I know. Old school arena. This is actually the original logos of LTD from 2001. You know, on the sides, the old school logo, the LTD blue and gray. That's the original logos. Pick your poison whenever this show comes around. That's you guys booking all the matches, whether it's live or you know, with roulette before. But pick your poison is all matches booked by you guys. I got to bring that one back soon too. I haven't done that one in a while. The Red Lounge was a custom one for the Stable War when we went up onto the space stations. And I used a smaller arena for that because if you're going to have a show on a space station, it's not going to be a 10,000 seat arena. You know, it's going to be like a warehouse or something that they turned into, you know, if it's on a space station. I was trying to, you know, make it a little bit of realism to it. Red October, every October, this is where it all started. Red October is a song from Soma. So that's our theme for it. So that works. Summer's over, Red October. It works perfect. And I kept that one pretty simple. I mean, you just need to have red everywhere. So that red generic movie worked perfect for it. I was upset that the circle around that Titantron couldn't be changed to color. It had to be white. You know, I wish I could change it to red because then it would look like blood. It is what it is. Star Wars Arena. Star Wars fans love it. May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th. We always do those shows in May. Steel City Showdown, Supercard we use every once in a while. And some people use the in-game arenas and stuff. You know what I'm jealous of is all the graphics for, you know, like I wish they had more of the, you know, the choices you have for the graphic videos and stuff like that. I wish they had more of those because that gives a really unique feel. And I'm not going to use Clash at the Castle because it says Clash at the Castle. That's not my show. That's not what I'm giving you. But I try to find the ones like the SmackDown one. The SmackDown one, I think, whenever they come down to the ring, it has a different nameplate thing, which is really cool, which I'd like to use. But I don't want it to say SmackDown. I'm not giving you SmackDown. Territory Wars coming. I want it to look like all LTD, like it's really 3-ring circus. We had fun with that. That's something I did back in the Efed days where it was actually 3 rings. Like the 3-ring circus of LTD in the Efed world was a combination of war games and remember the triple cage match? So you got a triple cage in the middle and 2 rings on each side. There would be competition in the first and third rings. Those who won in the first and third rings would move into the middle ring, and then they had to climb up to the second cage, then up to the top cage to win. That was the 3-ring circus. Obviously, the game doesn't have that, but that's a hell of a concept. It's taking, you know, a bunch of different concepts and having 3 rings in the arena. Wouldn't that be dope? Like, I wish we could do, like, give us the War Games arena for singles matches. Wouldn't that be cool? You know how the the caveat of having someone be thrown over the double ropes or fight in between the rings and shit like that. My God, I mentioned Dustin Rhodes in 7 one time, and that's all you guys are fucking talking about. Reel it in, people. Reel it in. Dubs is in the house. There he is. That's another thing that we used to really never do, is like it was so taboo to talk about WWE or AEW in LTD. And I love that we don't do that as much now, but when it does come around, we're a little more understanding and we do shit like that. Stable Wars 16. All right, we're almost done. So I like to try to do, and I can sell unique stuff. I mean, we don't have promos in the ring, but I can sell a promo between a match if you send me one. Written, verbal. I can do that. How many angles have we done where the camera, why can't we get the camera back there? You know, like Thursday night, we had a brawl in the back. If that literally happened on a WWE or AEW, you bet your ass they're going to show you that. I can't. So I sold the shit out of it, and I even pulled the old, we're out of time. Halloween. The game has great gothy Halloween shit, that's for sure. So obviously orange and black, color theme for Halloween. So we're to the new arenas. Masquerade Ball, another theater one where we didn't do as many like dress up shit this year, but it was still Masquerade Ball. It was fun. Putting people in silly costumes. Monday, Bloody Monday, we brought that back because you guys love it. And now that Raw is over at 10, you know, I used to do After Raw. It was called #After Raw. We'd do Monday, Bloody Monday or whatever at 11 and such. But with Raw being over at 10, you know, and, you know, we can do shows at 10 or 10:30. You know, I think Kelly's isn't as late as she used to be, so she's done. I'll do Monday night shows every once in a while. And you can't do Monday, Bloody Monday on any other day. You can, but and I can sell it, but who knows? November Rain, in the cold November rain. This is I really love. It's not as purple as I wanted it to be, but there's different colors of purple, and that yellow adds a little craziness to it. I love the color scheme in November Rain. This is dope. And finding a way to use the side trons and the overtron without having the names of the wrestlers come up. Like if you look at the side trons here. Even if the names come up on the entrance, you can't read it, but you can see the color scheme of the entrance. Like I know, like I'll use Jesse Jackhammer for an instance. He used Cody's entrance, but it said American Nightmare behind him. He's from Canada. Oh, not the fucking lightning. So it's like, some people don't give a shit about that. I didn't want my Canadian Nightmare coming down to the ring with American Nightmare behind him. So I changed it. Luckily, they have that Canada movie that's brilliant. It's perfect. And I use the American one for Redneck Avenger. It's perfect. So there are some of those bland ones that work perfect. Battle Bowl. I think, what is it? Totes, I think. I mean, if you guys like, I'm going to sell on Totes McGoat's little stream over there because I've been having a lot of conversations with him. He's doing WCW, and it's as if WCW came back in the year 2024. So he's mixing created wrestlers, WCW, and eventually it's going to turn into its own Efed only, but he's getting a story behind it. He's playing the long game. Like he's told me, he's like, eventually it's going to have my own name. It's not going to be called WCW. But right now, I love WCW. He's like, I love WCW. I want to do it. I want to have my own and it's unique. He does things his own way, but he is reincarnating WCW, and it'll eventually turn into his own named Efed. He don't even know he's going to name it yet. And I love that. But I enjoy his commentary. I enjoy what he does. So check out Totes. Totes McGoats is, I mean, he's mixing, he makes sense with his stories and stuff too. And he's bringing back a lot of that WCW feel. So if you haven't watched, he does this for me on his streams when I pop in. So I just think I should do it. He's on vacation right now with his family, so he won't be in the chat. He watches replays. If you're not subscribed and watching WCW Totes, what are you doing with yourself? He's doing really good stuff, and I'm blessed to have him in the community this year. And some of them like Iffy and the others that came as well from his community, Dubs and the Solo Season Universe and all of them. You know, it's like. That's a blessing this year, all these people that have come in and playing the game even better. Thanksgiving Arena. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is I love that Adam Sandler song. Happy Hanukkah as well to everybody that celebrates. Long December, another color scheme I love. The light blue with the yellow. I enjoy this one, mixing in the winter theme and the Counting Crows Long December song, obviously, that I sing horribly. Long December. I always throw my southern twang for some reason in there. But I love that. It's using the SmackDown background, but hiding some of it just to have the little fist there. So use what you can. Use what the game gives you. Once again, the Sidetrons. If there's a name in your video, it's not going to show up because it's all distorted, but it still shows the color scheme and stuff. Chaos and Carnage. Look at this one. I love this color scheme because I wanted white. And I actually found I forget whose wrestler it is that background is, but it doesn't say their name. But it gives this, I want the snow, green, red, and white for Christmas, Chaos, and Carnage. Merry Christmas. Got this. I had to use a snowflake barricade because I can't put my own logos on it, but it is what it is. We made it work. I mean, does that not give you the Christmas feel? Does that not give you if you're watching a show or see the thumbnail for this one, it was a Christmas show. Totes is doing Battle Bowl. He was doing some things very much like the Battle Bowl. That's why I was bringing that up. And some of the things he's morphing a lot of those. He has a bunch of dogs too that are barked during his show. So he's like, that's the Bark Squad. Chaos and Carnage coming soon. You'll get to know Totes a little more. You'll get to know people like Triple Beat, Riley Wolf, Odds, Mordrin when the CAW Summit comes next year. You're going to get to know them all a little better if you don't. And we're going to spread the love to all these channels that are doing amazing things. Turn of the century. This idea came to me not too long ago as I'm thinking, we're in 2099, turn of the century. What weird, wild, crazy shit's going to happen at the turn of the century? Put your seatbelt on, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Does it involve the madness? I don't know. It's all up to you. If you guys can keep them from winning all the titles, maybe we can still get rid of them in the next couple months. I don't know. It's up to the game as well, what the game gives us. But turn of the century, the 20th Century Fox turn of the century logo, I just took that off of the internet and cropped it. The other one I kind of made myself with the Blaze Radio logo. Holiday Hangover will be coming in January. I wanted to use that silver draping background so bad. So I finally found, I just put the fucking Tron in front of it. So what is it? Doesn't it say WCW or WWF or something on it in the top right above the entrance or something? I forget. But I'm finding ways to use these really cool shit, just covering up shit. Like that, New York WrestleMania thing where they had the bridge and all that shit? That stage is phenomenal. So I try to find a way to cover up the word WrestleMania with a Titantron. Now, if you get technical, you can see the WrestleMania name, but from the arena, from the ring, you cannot. But here's Holiday Hangover, finally using that drape in the back. WCW, yeah, I think it says WCW on it. The Madness one, it came out so well Thursday night that when you're in the ring, you do not see the bricks or the frame. You just see the word Madness in the background. And I've always wanted something that can be in all three of that spots. And now that we're using the ramp cam a lot, I'm using lower Tron. So you see that in the background while they're fighting. So I really love that. You know what? If someone did a stream with the old hard cam, I miss it a little bit. I was like, I missed the hard cam a little bit. Whoopsies. We can bring it back. When the cage matches happen, you get the hard cam too. Then I'm pissed because my OCD's crazy because I twisted the logo on the mat to match match the ramp cam, and now it's sideways whenever it's a cage match. It's a little OCD-ness there, but I can work with it. I can pretty much make anything work. And this arena, I wanted to be darker. I want it to be a little darker, but I had the lights on the ring set real low, and you couldn't fucking see the wrestlers. I've seen some real creative stuff out there too. I forget who it was that I saw that had like a neon in the ring type of feel, and it was real crazy. I forget who it was. It was Beat or one of those. Was it Beat or one of those guys? And it was so unique. Like I wouldn't want all of my shows with that, but to have that show every once in a while. Okay, Triple Beat's nodding. So put it in the chat what I'm talking about. There was another one too that I saw that did that. It might have been someone associated with Triple Beat or something. Also, R2K. I was giving him props the other day because he did a 1 hour Iron Man match between KO and Cody, and he kept strong commentary through the whole hour match, no matter who was typing in the chat or not, or who was there. Props to that dude, man. That ain't easy to do, especially when Cody's up 12 falls and you know it's over. He still kept it going, so that ain't easy to do. So props to him. He's doing good stuff. The Madness Ring. I think this is the last. Yeah, that's it. All right. So let's pull up the website, talk about the next match cards, and bring on some guests. Let me remove. All right. And remove that. So let me pull up the website so we can talk about the match cards. No, I'm not doing video file. I fucked up. We're not done in 2 hours. The Steelers are tied 7-7. I'm going to start losing my shit here in a second. So share screen. LTD. All right. So today's match card on the left. Tenu. He's not even on the roster, but he came to a show. He's been in TJ streams and stuff, and he's been in a couple of the last streams, so shout out to him. Big shout out to him. You keep coming around, we'll get your character on here, bro, because I know you're respected in the community and you're out there. So what did I botch, Odds? Holding me to the fire to everything. He does, and I like it. Joker does too. I give Joker props, because if I have a typo on the website or stuff, he'll let me know about it. I'd rather you let me know about it in a DM so I can fix it instead of putting me out there, but I don't care. Sometimes I say it's an Easter egg. I always put mistakes and I see if you guys find them. That's how I sell it. So we got TJ Toad taking on Jamar, booked by Tenu, because he won Wrestling Roulette. We got the Wally and Sawyer. We had Wally versus Sawyer on it was the FAW stream or something. Now he gets a rematch for real. Good luck. Count, you don't do your homework. You didn't even know who Andrew Dubs was. Don't say you did. If you know, you know. That's the Discord server. Shit's going crazy in there. Also, go to the Discord server. I'll bring up the server and show you a couple things for those that aren't in there. Actually, let's do that first. Yeah, I'm pissing around. I just want to show something really quick. Let me close out this shit. Stop screen. Present screen. Where's Dick Sword? All right. So in the server here, I added this retro Efed stuff. Found my old hard drive. Well, I've always had my old hard drive. I just dug into it. In the old hard drive, Efed digital stuff from 2001 all the way up to now. So if you go to this channel in the server, this is why I love Discord. Nightmare put something from 2K17 in here. That's awesome. Odds with a flashback to 2K18. Bring it on. Send everything. This right here was from a program called Poser. I don't know if anyone remembers Poser. It was a digital creation where you can create people. It wasn't for wrestling. It was just to create avatars. But it was, you look at the detail. That's like 15 years ago. That's not nothing new. That's AI from 15, 20 years ago. The original logos, things I used to post back in the day. Look at this is freaking, this is a match card from way back in the day. So I've been doing the same shit. Like I do this now with the match cards and creating stuff. Here's the old board of directors, the committee. Leo High Tech, who is Leo Lightning, and then Johnny McCoy, Luke McCoy, and Roger McCoy. I haven't even introduced them to the digital world yet, all the McCoys. Cousin Billy Bob McCoy's been on the show. Y'all know Billy Bob McCoy. I'm from the South. You guys remember him? So you got the title belts. Look how shitty the title belts were back then. I'm glad they were shitty because now we can see how far we've come. The old logos, the old people, the old ring announcers. Craig Shatner. Definitely the shit pun and the Shatner puns in there. And Niles Boyington was a European. He was UK announcer. Look at this. This is, I forget, odds, refresh my memory. Which game? 15? Or SmackDown vs. Raw? I forget what game that is. But those are screenshots. Eric Elijah was a character, double E. And those are screenshots from LTD back then. I think it's a SmackDown. I forget which game it is because I don't think I had SmackDown 2. SmackDown 2, that's what it was. And I had a Nitro game, which I did screenshots for too. This is history. Jamar sharing screenshots of his old shit. I do miss that old NXT title belt. I really do. That's actually me when I was. Everyone wanted to know what I looked like when I was younger. Yes, there is hair under there. Blaised TV. This show we're watching now was Blaised TV back in the typing only era. Look at this. That's an old show. 2016 on Facebook. This is how the show started, and how we posted it. I used avatars of Big Ben, Shane Douglas, Jericho. Those were old Blaze McCoy avatars. We used to use old avatars. This is the history. This was the old Blaze McCoy, the fisherman guy. It wasn't fisherman cap. It was baseball cap. It was sleeveless flannel, boots, work boots. He was a fisherman. That was the fisherman gimmick. So What You Want was the original entrance music for Blaze. Because I'm a Beastie Boys freak. Here's the old roster. See, I did roster pages back then. Old Blaze. I think I was sending these to who? Riley to recreate me or something. Because he's doing retro stuff too, which I love. There's Blaze. That's retro Blaze. Fisherman gimmick, business gimmick, and then he had hair. So this is all stuff from way back. And here, check this shit out. Actually, no. Go to the Discord and check that out for yourself. This right here, this PDF, that is the first ever LTD show, 2001, in HTML text. No pictures, no video, HTML text. So go there, New Blood Rising, November 17, 2001 is when LTD was born. All right. Now to the part that you guys have been waiting for, and back to the website. We got Emily versus Firestar versus Kelly today. These matches have been booked ahead of time. Nightmare versus Bone Dog. And Shifty versus Jeff. Cassie's going to ref that one. Goddess. Well, you see some of the reward matches here. People that won matches and booked them. Monday, Bloody Monday will be Monday night. Stipulations to be determined. So you see a bunch of singles matches. LTD doesn't have singles matches. Too many multi-man. Blah. All I'm ever fighting is in multi-man matches. Yeah, you're going to be in a lot of those. However, when we do the Gathering, that's a singles tournament. I make room for singles fights and everything, and there's some really good ones in here. Cassie versus LD, Dubs versus Savage. They know each other well. Mordrin fighting Cowboy John, two legends. Lita versus Missy, Hunter versus Corey. And I'm doing some of these on purpose. Hunter versus Corey, AKW versus FCW. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about the CAW Summit. Talk about the Gathering a little bit. Foreshadowing. Mavericks versus Matt Outlaw. Breaking news. Triple Beat. The Chaps are on the line in that match. But Matt Outlaw doesn't wear them if he wins. He owns them if he wins. He'll take them off at Triple Beat, but Matt Outlaw gets to decide the future of the assless Chaps if he beats Kelly Mavericks. Totes and El Vipero, they've feuded and teamed in other feds too, so that's going to be fun. Misha versus Rose, and so on and so forth in that match as well. Christmas Chaos and Carnage. This is the first time you guys, if you haven't gone to the website, these haven't been booked yet. I haven't put those in the chats yet. Firestar versus Daisy, Vipero versus Miles Stanley, Warden Jesse. That's for a Crazy 8 title shot. There are 3 Crazy 8 title shots left, and there are 3 Blitzkrieg title shots left. I looked at those who have been coming around for a while, those who have been really involved. They're getting the title shot opportunities. All right, that's only fair. It kind of worked out because a lot of other people were already booked in other stuff. Once again, Christmas Chaos, you see people that won matches. Count, Gav, Firestar, Jake, they booked those matches. Christmas Chaos and Carnage on Christmas night. Times to be determined. Could be 8. You got some women's matches. Jade versus Witcher, I can't wait for. LD versus Whisper, who's the number 1 contender. You know LD is going to want to beat her. Styles, Cooper, and Joker. Digital Dog, Charles Roberts and Rob Machete. Crazy 8 and Blitzkrieg title shots. We got the Lethal title. Primetime versus Danny Wells. And that title's Primetime, get ready. You're going to be defending those titles. You got to keep them. You got Danny Wells there, and then you got Bill Haight after that, whoever wins. Christian versus Jeff Matthews. I put something in the Twitter chat, and I wanted to see if anyone would respond. Took a little while because people aren't using that Twitter chat as much. That's fine. Most people are using the Discord. I love it because everything's partitioned and separated. Christian Tracy was the first to respond, first to react. I said, you know what? Book a match, whatever you want, Christian, for doing that. So I reward people for involvement. Just keep that in mind. I try to be as fair as I can. But yes, those who are more involved will get more opportunities. That's only fair. And it's not personal if you can't. I know Eagle Star can't be around much. He put this in the chat, so I don't mind sharing it. He has a loss in his family, so he hasn't been around as well. He streams Division 2, a Division game and stuff like that, so he's around. Prayers and thoughts go out to Eagle Star. He brought that up in the chat, and, I explained that, we don't really talk about that in the live chats. Doesn't mean we don't care. We love you, Eagle Star. We feel for you. Sorry for your loss. And I understand why he's not around. Now, if he wasn't around and never told anybody or me, that's a problem. But he has explained it, and it's understood. Never going to penalize someone because of their work. They can't make it or anything like that, So I try to be as fair as possible. War Games, Madness versus the MAD. Back again. Here's your opportunity. Blade Charge, Mad Outlaw, Bone Dog, Shifty. Beat them. Keep them from winning champion. Kasumi versus Tiffany. That'll be a good one. There's great matches lined up. I can't wait to see these. And Christian wants to fight Jeff. He knows Jeff. He's familiar with him. He wants to fight him. That's going to be good. I expect a little bit of banter from those two, though. Hopefully they're there that day because they are good at what they do. They are fun. Jeff is hilarious. Christian is good too. People give Christian shit, Jeff shit for how they do it sometimes, but they love this shit. They love Efeds, and I'm glad to have them. World Tag Team title. Here it is. Dubs and Leo. Counts Wraithnock and Clint. Devin Wolf, Diamond Sky. They fought before, but right now this is the gauntlet for Devin. She's 5-2 right now. He's been kicking some ass. So that'll continue. Drum Monkey. I mean, look at this matchup of Redneck Avenger and Corey Quinn. I can honestly say you will never see that match in any other federation. Redneck Avenger is in only a few, but he rewatches every show, and he's done that for 7 years. Shout out to my boy Haas. He can't make them all. Corey Quinn's in very few feds because that's what he chose. He's in the Twitter ones over there with his and other ones. So you're never going to see those two fight, only in LTD. Crazy 8 championship. We got a couple extra spots. Those will be filled in the matches before. Same thing with Blitzkrieg. Johnny Downtrodden, could he win his first title? We'll see. Rosen Ramsey versus Goddess of Pain. And Primetime or Danny Wells, if he takes the title, will take on Bill Haight Jr. for the Internet Championship here. Then you got the turn of the century. It's not completed. But here's the titles. It's the big ones. Battle Queen, World Title, and both G6s. That is on, and if you know LTD, we close the year with a bang. Every year, something huge happens on that New Year's show. Honestly, I don't fucking know what it's going to be yet. It may be organic. It might be something in the chat. It might be something I think about over the next few weeks. It may be an idea one of you guys send me in a DM. All I tell you is something big will happen at that show. Leo fights Counts Wraithnock. The title stays with the Madness. And look, what's a champion sip? I spelled it wrong. I got to go correct that. I'm not perfect. I forgot the H. I'm not perfect. So we got title fights, turn of the century, holiday hangover. Here's the McCoy Cup tag tournament that's coming. I'm not going to waste time, but you have on the right hand side here. The teams are all listed. Some of those might need redone or switched around. We just switched around some G6. You got the LIT people: Sawyer, Melinda, Daisy, Kasumi, Eagle, Sly, Digital. We'll find out if they made the roster in January. Great Hall, Champs. It's all there. If you need to know anything about LTD, you know what? If you want to know what LTD is, here is something I wrote over 15 years ago. You know, I have this little fantasy world I go to every once in a while. It's called LTD. I've read this before. It's where I go to get away from stress and everyday happenings in real life. It's where I go to escape the world we live in. It's where I go to be creative in my writing skills. It's there I meet people from all over the world and compete against them in a game called online fantasy wrestling, digital wrestling now. It's a game of role-playing and made-up characters. Yeah, you have to actually like professional wrestling a little bit, I'd add in there, or you don't have to appreciate and enjoy the experience. It's like having an extended family where mutual respect and good, friendly competition are the main ideals. This place is not for everyone. This world is secondary. If you want to read the rest, go to the website and read it. If you want to know what LTD is all about, it's right there. If you want to know who the champions are, there's a champion page, the entire history. And that helps with a promo. You guys can come out and say, hey, back in 2022, I was the lethal champion. You know how much validity that adds to your promo? You know, there's a reason I have these cards that have everyone's championships and shit on it, you know, for that reason, to make it more realistic. So let's talk about some of the match cards. Let's bring them on one by one to give their 2 cents on what's going on with their character, with the matches they have, or whatever. It's their opportunity to be in or out of character, and you are always invited to come on this show and hang out with me. I apologize. You guys had to wait 2 hours and a half. But for someone who's in this company, I think whether they're new or old, they've learned something today, hopefully, about the company, about me, or about someone else, or what's coming in this show. So first and foremost, everyone's just going to be able to give their 2 cents, whether it's in or out of character, no matter what it's about. It's your time. This is what it's all about, you guys. So for the first one to give their 2 cents, and he's been waiting very patiently. I talked about him earlier. I give him shit all the time. And he will be in the CAW Summit to help explain more about what he's doing, what he's done. And yes, he's looking around. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, it's that O'Reilly one. It's hashtag head ref, it's hashtag best ref of LTD. And I did notice upcoming, I will be on official ref duty, though maybe I've had a little too much to drink over the last few weeks. I forget who I'm reffing. Refresh, if you could, Blaze.
Drum Monkey and Brian LG today.
Ooh, I love me some Drum Monkey. I love me some Brian LG, but I will not let my biases towards anybody of any sorts get in the way, because I am hashtag best ref. I am hashtag head ref.
Also, you forgot a hashtag. Hashtag headset wearers beware.
No, that's moved on to my sister at that point. Which, I mean, she's right over there.
Look.
If you want to hear from her.
Hey, that was before I said. I didn't see that until now. So, yes, and I gotta say, I mean, Riley retiring from active wrestling after winning that world title we tried to do, and then being a referee, and I was pleasantly surprised that he was impartial. And what did that lead to? He is now the head of referees along with Bow Tie. So now he has some power. Was I nervous about that? Of course. It's Riley fucking Wolf. So he has been impartial. He has been promoted. I know one of his goals is to someday be in the Great Hall. The accolades are there. Who knows? But the fact that now he's making an impact as a referee makes a difference as well. Goes on that resume. Oh, God, Cal, we don't need to hear that.
I mean, he's not wrong.
But what else? What other input say? And which words, wise words from the Wolfman himself here?
I mean, really, put me on the spot here, Blaze. I pretty much kind of ran through everything.
That's fine. You don't have,
when it comes
Riley
to LTD,
doesn't have words to say. I ain't complaining about that. I should have
know,
did
such
this.
a shocker.
Hold on. Let's try something here again. Let's try something.
The man of 1,000 faces. Riley Wolf, the smartest man in professional.
Oh, okay. That's enough. We don't need to go that far. Smartest man. Oh boy. You can barely hear the music? Is that everybody else same thing?
The man of 1,000 faces.
Is that any better? How about now? All right, now I've turned it down. I turned it up on the laptop, down on the sound card. How's
Riley Wolf.
I was afraid to get choppy.
The smartest man
I don't want to clip.
in professional wrestling.
Is that any better now? No, it's still too choppy. I can see you, Triple B, so let me know. How about... Is it still muffled now? Still muffling? All good. Just wanted to test it. I mean, it's a new sound card. It's a new way to work it out. So we'll figure it out. We'll finger it up. I have a control of the audio here, but this thing isn't the best of sound cards, so I know it can be a little better. You guys can hear me okay, though, right now, right? Okay, cool. So we heard from Riley. If I can get that to work, because I'm actually linking up to my laptop to play that a bit and low sound. Okay. If it doesn't work as well, that's fine. I can work it out. It's just I have never tested that. But I like to add that, playing your theme music as you come on is pretty damn cool. So we'll work it out. Count Z has a new theme song, so I wanted to try that out. But we'll work that out another time. So let's bring on Odds Corner. Welcome.
Greetings and salutations.
So, I mean, there's really the floor is yours. You can talk about Carmen fighting Devin Wolf tonight. You can talk about anything you want. The floor is yours, Odds.
It'll be an interesting matchup. The one person we're not going to be happy seeing is probably Harvey Gibson.
Yeah, that's true, but Devin is here. Maybe Devin has something to say about the match. Welcome to the show, Devin Wolf.
I am going to smash Carmen's face on my way to beating every single Battle Queen in the division.
Huh. Well, it's your turn to. You have anything to say about Devin?
Yeah, it'd be a good thing to see if she can try.
It's going down to. It's not the first time those two have fought. You know.
Yeah. Isn't the first time.
It won't be the last.
Probably won't be the last, honestly.
But here's the thing. This is now a different story because it's Devin's opportunity in her gauntlet. She's 5-2. She fights Carmen now and Diamond.
And it's a possibility she may be 5-3.
And that's the thing. If she wins more than she loses, she gets a world title shot. You can help make sure that doesn't happen.
My eardrums. Gosh, take a Matt Storm.
Big shout out to R2K. Hey, look for that. Go to YouTube. Type in R2K. Look for that logo. I was propping you up earlier for your streams, bro. You're doing a great job over there, and I appreciate you, my friend. All right, so that was totally uneventful. Hopefully the match is a little better. Speaking of eventful, how about Gregory Blakely? The White Dragon is here. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, not too much. Other than the fact that you averted some serious disaster with Devin and Carmen on account of my little girl would be unbiased in that match.
True, very true.
Because she is still unhinged when it comes to Devin Wolf.
Yeah, and Kasumi was put into a very awkward position coming into the company because of what happened to Dragonheart. Hopefully he's doing better now, but Kasumi was thrown into the company because of what happened, and she was on a mission to get revenge.
Well, there could be a chance that she might be the one to put a damper on Devin Wolf if the others try gallantly and they fail. Even though I'm rooting for them still to take her down.
That's right. That's right. And it's adversity for Kasumi that's bringing her to, almost wanting to quit. She's so frustrated. I mean, she was the first to fight Devin and lost in a KO match, but that doesn't mean that's the end of it. Kasumi has shown some of the most amazing resiliency since she's been here. And I think there's big things coming for Kasumi.
Let's just say she had that bit of berserkerness from her dad.
Hell yeah, I'm sure. Big shout out to Mitch in the building. Good to see you.
Yeah, and then like I said, for me, when she gets into a certain state, y'all better watch out because she might come after any and everybody.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I appreciate everything you do on your channel. And and I was saying early, man, never underestimate. He does great on his channel, and he's always in character. So if you think like, wow, Kasumi's way out there, or man, they're all way out there, that's because when Gregory Blakely plays, he plays 100%, and I love it. So shout out to you, my friend. You do great at what you do. Speaking of someone who doesn't do great at what he does, Jake Bagwell, what's up? What do you want, Jake?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
I know you're going to dump on me. You always do.
I have to. So let me. I'm gonna break some news. You got what you wanted. Austin's fighting Jamar, First Blood, on Christmas Eve.
Oh, Austin's chopping the bit that match. He's ready. He wants to put Jamar in his place.
Well, he's gonna have that opportunity in Charlotte, North Carolina, on Tuesday.
You want to talk about my little bastard son, though? I hate to say this, but I'm kind of proud of the boy.
I got you.
I mean, he's been talking trash, but when it came down to it, I really believe he proved everything he said he's been doing.
He is good at getting under people's skin, that's for damn sure. But he's up there in competition with Rex, with one of the most hated out there. And that's saying a lot.
But him being the winner of War Games, the boys are livable now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to be hard to live with the kid after he was on the Stable War Champs and everything, but it's Austin versus Jamar, First Blood, come Christmas Eve.
But, Jamar has run his trap over and over and over, gumming his lips about this and about that. Well, Austin may be an asshole, but he's tired of Jamar's mouth, and he's going to shut it once and for all, and he has guaranteed it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Jake. Awesome stuff. That's what I expected from one bastard to another one. How about the East Coast bastard? Austin turned his back on Mordrin and Aiden, left the madness, rejoined it, and he pissed off Mordrin Nightwalker, and that ain't good. Words from the East Coast bastard. Welcome to the show.
What the fuck's up, Blaze?
I mean, what's up is the fact that I love when you come on because I don't have to set anything. I don't have to prep you. I don't have to ask you a question. All I have to do is I know you have something to get off of your chest about the madness and what happened in Stable War. So the floor is yours, my.
Yeah, I do have some things to address with that. It's bittersweet coming to say it. You know, I put together the team. We battled through and we got into the finals, and it wasn't enough. The guys, you know, we started off hot, had some lags, ups and downs, you know, like anything else in this business, we battled back. But in the end, it wasn't enough. And for that, to you as well, Blaze, and to LTD as a whole, I'm sorry.
Oof. I've never seen this side of Mordrin. I mean, he has a point, but here's what I want to draw out of that. If you look back at the Stable War finals, it was pretty much over. It was pretty much over. Like the madness had it wrapped up. They took after a short lead with Danny Wells and TJ Toad gaining 2 medallions over J-Dog and J-Vulture. Then Emily beat Patty. It was 3-0 Empire. The next 4 matches went to the madness. Then Jeff won a match, and then Count Clinton and Leo, Jade, Carrie, and Whisper won 6 more medallions. They needed to win the last 3 matches to win. Did they give up? No, the contrary. They pushed it to that final match. And a lot of people were giving up. You know who wasn't giving up? People like Mordrin. People like Kelly Mavericks. People like Corey Quinn. People like Cody Hagan. People like Misha Ramsey, who beat Tiffany to make that War Games matter. People like Michael Hawkins, Charles Roberts, and Jamar, who beat the G6 champions to keep them alive. Is the end-all, be-all what I expected in the madness winning? Fuck no. But to see them fight back in the end, and thank you, AI, man, was that a crazy show. And I'm sitting there going, it's anticlimactic. They're not going to come back. It's going to be a slaughter. And thinking how to handle that. But it came down to that last match, and it was a beautiful thing. Going forward, though, we have, Johnny Blaze, ain't a damn thing changed. Big Daddy Beard showing up, and I appreciate it, my friend. How you feeling? How you living? Hashtag Leo Gang in the building. Check out Big Daddy Beard. He does all kinds of games. You like retro games, new games, story games. He is your favorite gamer's favorite gamer. Appreciate you, my brother. But now going forward, Aiden isn't ready to come back. The damages were too severe. We had Mordrin for the Stable War to try to get rid of the madness. But I'm here to announce something. And it's a weapon in my arsenal. I would be stupid to let it go away at this point because the job isn't done. The Madness have not won the majority or all the titles yet. So I'll make this announcement right now for the unforeseeable future until someone is able to come back or fill his spot, never fill his shoes. I'm proud to announce back on the formal full roster going into the turn of the century, all the way up to the gathering in March at least. Mordred Nightwalker. I'd be a fool not to use the weapon. I would be a fool not to give you this opportunity, my friend. You prove you still got it. You have business to take care of yet, and you will make it happen. And I no matter who follows, who gets behind it, I must have. And I can't believe I'm saying this. If you know the history that this man and I have in this company, I'm glad to have you on my side, brother.
Thank you. And as you all just heard, because when I issued my apology, it was to the roster because I didn't deliver. But that wasn't all I got to say. Because I'm not going anywhere. And if you watch that War Games match, the Madness found out the hard way. I'm just as dangerous as I've ever been. Ask Amadeus when, he almost got choked out every other breath. Ask that little 2-bit punk Austin Bagwell when I split his head open like a grape. And now you have to wonder, who's next?
Yeah, I mean, even props from the Madness. I mean, I know you've had a hand in helping train Matt Storm, and he recognizes game. Mordred came to play. He was the first one in War Games with the Maestro, and they have history way beyond more than any of you even know. And he tried to put almost the whole team to sleep, but it didn't work out. Do you think Corey Quinn has give up in his vocabulary? Cody Hagen? None of those dudes. This isn't over.
You won the battle with Stable Wars, and I already apologized for that. But the real war is just beginning. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of my plan because I have that much confidence that there ain't a man on that roster that can stop me. Getting the titles is how you get power. Well, if I get the titles, you got to come through me.
All right, you heard it.
Bank on it.
Right from the horse's mouth, the man himself, Mordred Nightwalker, LTD United for the unforeseeable future, and that is danger for those in the way. Let's bring on the guy that just took off his headset thinking he's not coming on next, but he is. And welcome to the show, a man who woke up this morning with morning wood, and I saw it. I saw his morning wood. I was looking at it. I watched it for like an hour and a half. Sure, I was doing other things, but I checked out his morning wood all morning. It was beautiful. It was a glorious thing. What's up? Triple Beats in the house.
What's going on, Blaze? How you doing?
So, I formally announced some of the other people, but I do want to formally invite you to the CAW Summit. Obviously, the history with me, you, and Odds, and the streams we've done talking about CAW have helped people, have guided people, and none of us think we're bigger, better, or better than anyone. But as a whole, we are stronger together.
Exactly, and that's the point, right? As a group, we're all better for it. Like I love going to other people's streams, and I love it when people go to mine because it's a way to grow and network, and that's what I love about CAW is the interaction that you get from everybody.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll talk in detail more about how Octane's set up, how you do your shows, how you've done what you do so well. And it's engaging, it's fun, the interactive stuff. This is the man we got to thank for the dad jokes, people. He's also, very humble. He's not going to take credit for a lot of stuff, but he deserves to be credited for the great work he's done. I'm compelled. I've learned so much from you. We've fed off of each other for things, all the test matches and stuff that we've done and talked about with our little group chats that we have. I mean, with Kyle and TJ and our little chat that we've started to talk CAW and digital wrestling, and how much I've learned from these geniuses. And I will definitely call you guys geniuses because, a lot of people have been doing this for a long time, But the conversations I've had with like you and Kyle and Odds, like so in depth, the memory about all the games and the history and how they've evolved, it's brilliant. I love it. You guys are so valuable to this community. I can't say it enough. And even Odd says you need to take some credit, but you never listen.
Tells me all the time.
The chemistry and the dynamic that Odds, Kyle, you guys have in your streams is phenomenal. The GM streams, because I don't play my GM, but I've watched how it happens through you guys, and you make it fun. So I appreciate that. We'll get more in depth into that, but how do you feel like how you feel about not you, but your boy Kelly Mavericks possibly losing those chaps in a very unique fashion? It's not the same. It's Matt doesn't have to wear it, but he decides what the future holds for him if he loses.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but at one point in time, Mavericks was actually okay wearing the damn chaps. And I was like, what the hell are you doing, kid? I don't want to see you running around in those. And it's like, I think it's funny. People just hate it. And I'm like, oh God. But I think now he's kind of getting tired of wearing them. And I think he'll be happy if he were to lose them and somebody else could give them away.
Well, after the attitude change of Kelly Mavericks recently, it was a bright light to see him kind of a little bit pull back the ego to fight for LTD United in that War Games along with Mordrin and those guys. It was a glimmer of the original, Kelly Mavericks, that California kid that we all know and love. We saw the California crybaby. We saw the California chicken. We saw the California man, and it was disappointing. Is that to knock his skill at all? No, he was still whooping ass, but to see him kind of swallow his pride a little bit and fight alongside Mordrin and them with LTD United, that was above and beyond, in my opinion.
That was one of those moments where I was like, oh, thank God. I think you're finally starting to get it, kid. Your ego's finally going away.
Here's what I want your take on, though. I want your take on this Harvey Gibson guy.
Oh, God. I've dealt with Harvey for well over 3 years now. And Harvey is one of the most sinister, cunning, annoying managers there is out there. He will leverage anything to be in his favor. He's honestly worse than Rex. I know I can't stand Rex. Harvey is worse.
That's why I wanted to ask you, because you know him so well, and we're just getting a little taste of this bastard so far. And we've seen 3 different types of bastards tonight. From bastard Jake and his bastard son to the East Coast bastard to Kelly being a bastard. But I think this is a different level of bastard when we're talking about Harvey Gibson. We've only seen the tip of the iceberg.
Imagine someone as almost annoying and as nagging as Rex, but who can also be as sinister and as smart as that man in the center of that photo.
Yep. All right. Well, that's not a friendly thought, but I'm glad you're being real. It's not something that anyone would want to consider, but
no.
Always a pleasure watching your shows, talking to you. I can't wait for the CAW Summit. I'm trying to call it the CAW Summit because I don't like the call, bird, call. But the Digital Wrestling Summit just didn't have a good enough ring to it. And I think CAW Summit's going to attract more people, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to promote the hell out of it and all that. But I appreciate you coming on. We'll be talking a lot more in the new year, my friend. So thanks a lot, bro.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to the show today.
And F Kyle. I'm gonna bring 2 people on just to say what's up real quick before we get to our final thinks he's important, kind of important world champion to talk last. So real quick, Jamar, how you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good, man.
That's good, man. I hope you're doing ready for the holidays and all that. I'm gonna let you say a few words here if you don't mind. Go for it.
All the people on the roster.
Remember, you got TJ Toad tonight.
Oh God, this is
you're fighting you and TJ Toad tonight.
Oh, this is going to be great. two young superstars fighting against each other, and I'm
Yes,
gonna say
sir.
this to the roster. Yes, I do have a big ego. I admitted it. I have a big ego. I got a big mouth. But I'm gonna say this. Y'all, the roster is right. I do got a big mouth, big ego. But sometimes, every single time I get in that ring, I prove people right though.
You
Mm,
have been on a roll.
That's
I appreciate it.
hey, that's the only thing I have to say.
Appreciate you, Jamar. And I see people, he's been doing streams now and stuff too. So shout out to you, my friend. More power to you. You got the support of the whole digital wrestling syndicate. We give people shit sometimes and have fun with you, but Jamar, I love your passion. I'm glad to have you here, my friend. I hope you have a good holidays, my friend.
You too, man.
Firestar is here. What's up?
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm very well.
So are you ready for the holidays and everything out there in the West Coast? I'm over here in the freezing cold East Coast. It sucks.
Yes, I am.
And let's see here. You will be facing Daisy Spider for your Tap Out Princess Championship on Christmas Eve night. I don't know if you've ever fought Daisy one-on-one here.
I don't think I have.
I know, because she's new. I don't think you fought her yet, but I always hype up Firestar when she comes on because I love having her on here. I always think back to when we were in those group those panels with like Amy and everybody back in the day and how we first met, and and then you got involved with the wrestling syndicate and everything, and now you got a character, and it's like 3 years now. Can you believe that shit?
Yes.
Has it
yes,
been
I
two
can.
or three? Has it been 2 or 3? You've been around for a couple of years now.
I think it's been 3 years. I'm not very sure about that.
We love having you. We really do. And look at the success that Firestar has had this year. Earlier in this year, and no one, and only a few have ever done it, 1 or 2. You've had all 3 women's titles at the same time. That was phenomenal. You're like unstoppable. What's up with that? Where'd that come from?
I have no idea.
But yeah, you were unstoppable for like a 2-month period. And as an example to everybody else out there was times where she wasn't winning matches at all when she started. But she still loved it. She still played along. And we appreciate you, Firestar. We love having you. You're a lot of fun. And thank you for letting me play the little sound clip of you saying fuck you, because it makes people smile and laugh. And that's what we love about you.
Yes, I know. So as far as Stable Wars, I blame fucking Devin Wolf for making us lose. Like what the fuck, Devin?
That's a good point. She may have sabotaged it because she was part of the madness and then left. Uh-oh.
Honestly.
Now she has something to say about it.
You're damn right I sabotaged you guys.
You suck.
Are you guys idiots? Why would you
You're
let
an
a
idiot.
former Madness member on your team? This was, of course, a setup.
Listen here, Devin, because you're full of ignorance, you fucking bitch.
I love it.
So how do you feel about that, you fucking moron? Huh?
The only ignorance here is the Empire faction that let me in their ranks. Mordrin, you're an idiot for letting a former Madness member get you all the way to the finals against the Madness. And expect me to hold my weight? Think of it. I've lost most of my matches in the Stable War. This is all according to plan.
Just let me say this to you, Devin. You don't want to mess with Mordrin. He will fucking mess you up.
Bring it on, old man!
You.
I mean, whether you're a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, you say things
You,
like
he
that.
will break your shit.
You say things like that, you got to pay the consequences. And honestly, he's fucking here, dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, not your
That's what
brightest
you
moment
understand
there,
now?
Devin. So I tried to give you an opportunity because originally, and we've mentioned it many a times, I wasn't even wanted in this company. So I saw that in you. And I proved that above all, I deserved to be here. And I went to give you that opportunity. But, since you want to go ahead and spit it in my face, it's real simple. I will be very happily in the ear
of anyone left in your gauntlet who wants the advice. You see, because you've been losing all your matches, but you forget one thing. To be a success in this industry, you have to do your homework, not just on you, but on everyone in the industry. So I watched all of your losses. I saw where people can exploit them. And every single woman that you still have to face, I will make it my personal mission to ruin your gauntlet and put you back in the gutter where a snake belongs.
Please do give them advice because you have shown you're a loser. So give that loser advice to the fellow.
I'm not gonna let this go on any longer.
You know what?
I
you know
have-
what? How about you fight me? Come at me, bitch.
So
You wanna
here's
go?
the thing.
Come get me.
So right now, and I had this right in my hand when Mordred said this, so thank you for throwing that softball up so I could swing and knock it out of the park. Here's Devin Wolf's gauntlet so far. She lost to Kasumi. Oh, but that piss off the entire Dragon family, and I wouldn't want to do that. She beat Emily, she beat Daisy, she beat Goddess, she beat Hot Cheese, she beat Lady Devil. That's impressive. I'll give credit where credit is due. She lost to Cougar Knight. She faces Carmen Gonzalez today. She faces Diamond Sky next week. And I am making it official. The first match for Devin in the new year will be Firestar. Good luck,
you wanna
Firestar,
talk
and
to
thanks
me?
for being on here.
Come get me. You're welcome.
Love you, Firestar.
Also,
Thanks for being on.
fuck
hon.
you, Devin.
Also, let me add this to Devin Wolf. There are a couple names on the list that you haven't fought yet. Mordred's not going to hit you. Mordred's not going to come at you and beat you up. Mordred is a man of his word. He's a man of honor and integrity now. I never thought I'd say that, but he has proven it. And his words speak volumes because there's a name, Angelita Matthews, you haven't fought yet. There's a name, Crushing Kelly Black, Devin hasn't fought yet. And there is a daughter known as Cassie Madam Red that Devin hasn't fought yet. So you just lit the fire under the U-Taker Nightwalker bloodline. Good luck with that. That was good shit. And I thank you for lighting a fire and getting to the end here in only way we can to get to this point. As we bring on our final guest. You have to wait to hear his new theme song at the next show, but he is your world champion, Count Dracula.
Been waiting here for 2 hours, and that was delightful. Devin Wolf, you've angered the Nightwalker clan. I do that often. I feel like she's going to go undefeated against Kelly, against Lita, against Cassie Madam Red. It'll be fine. Devin Wolf is an amazing talent.
That's not why I brought you on here, though, obviously.
I know.
I brought you on here to talk about the Stable War and your upcoming fight now against a fellow member, obviously, because you won, Leo Angel.
10 months ago, when Leo Angel walked through the door of LTD, we did not get along. We butted heads. We fought. We went at it for months. Then a begrudging respect developed. That form can only forge an animosity. Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. So, working with Leo Angel in the madness, I've come to respect him as a talented wrestler, a talented man. But, just like, him and Andrew Dubbs took the tag titles from me and Clinton, and we're now #1 contender for that same title. We're going to get it back. But Leo Angel, either way, madness goes. The main point is I'm happy fighting Leo. It's going to be amazing. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to give it my all. He's going to be countered in form and made to taste defeat. That's my goal. That's my effort. But I've heard a rumor, a stirring, that the committee apparently is putting a special guest referee. That's what I've heard.
It's a rumor. Who knows? Special guest referee, cage, ball gagged. I don't know. We got to do something about that match. You might like the ball gag too much, though.
If the special guest referee is one Andrew Dubbs, the guy who challenged me to an ambulance match, then I send for a 2-day vacation to the hospital. I'm fine with him, because either way, if it's a ploy he wants to try to get his tag partner my title, it stays madness. And I feel like Andrew Dubbs is a man of honor, so I have no problem if he is the guest referee if the committee makes that vote. Either way, I'm walking out the same way I entered the LTD Madness World.
Well, unfortunately, it's the 3-hour mark. We're out of time. We can't hear for your bullshit from you anymore.
Of course, silence the world champion. It's fine, Blaze. I love you. You have a good night.
No, that was as expected. And I heard that rumor too. Andrew Dubbs threw his name out there. I don't know if the committee's really going to approve a tag team partner or someone to ref a title fight with that guy in it, but you're approving it. So who knows what can happen?
I approve the ambulance match. If people want to say I run, I hide. I'm a hero and I'm a fighting champion.
I mean, if we need an impartial referee, I think I know where I can find a couple volunteers.
I'm always fine. You can pick any referee you'll want. I'm so confident in my ability. I'm going to walk out the same way I entered. World champion.
Cassie, Shifty, Riley. We can do any of those three.
Okay, so don't do Cassie. Boobs are my distraction. Don't do that.
Okay, so Cassie for guest. I'm writing it down. Cassie. Goddess? No, we can't. I wouldn't do Goddess.
No, I'm fine. No, Goddess could be the greatest referee ever. She would be impartial completely.
Okay, so I'm gonna put myself out on a limb here because I didn't do it today, and this last like half an hour of the show has been fucking gold with you guys coming on here talking, and I want to encourage more of that. So shout out to everybody who came in here and talked a little bit. The gift of gab is only a month or so away, so I want to see a lot more involvement. I mean, Count and Goddess won the damn thing, so this year it's get them off of their fucking pedestal. Knock that soapbox out from under their feet. Tell them about themselves. Step up. Challenge I'm challenging everybody, and I'm sure I speak for Count too. Is an open challenge to everybody to talk some stuff within the limits that we talked about earlier, within the fun barrier, obviously we talked about earlier. And I hate to say this, but having Count as the world champion during this storyline kind of made it even better.
I'm glad to assist. And me and Goddess won the gift of gab the last time, and we'll win the next time.
On their anniversary, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we got married, and then 4 years later, we won the world title together. It was an immaculate, amazing night.
Yeah,
probably best night of my life.
We will have another Get Blaised in. I want to do these a little more frequently. I love you guys so much. I like talking to you. That's why we get into the rants. I missed the first half of my Steeler game. I know they're losing, and I expected them to lose, so it's okay. But I'm going to go watch the second half of this game and watch my boys lose. We'll be back around in about 2 hours or so. We'll be back around 8 o'clock for tonight's match card, which one last second to go over it real quick. Here's what's going on tonight. Aftermath, we've waited for it. We're in Hershey. And yes, the Madness are banned from the arena and the parking lot too.
Wait, we can't even park outside and tailgate?
No.
What?
I got extra secure because I've already heard the rumblings of what you're going to try. I'm not dumb. You put it out there, so now I got more security. I've actually got armed forces brought in. So in the parking lot, at the gates, in the arena, if you want to come into the chat and talk, I can't stop you. But there will be no madness in the parking lot. There'll be no madness in the arena. And anybody out there that thinks they could be sly and put that in the chat, I'll just delete it. But I am encouraging you to find a way around that. Right outside the parking lot, you could do something. From home. Be creative, guys. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm going to be across the street with a Bristol board protesting this.
We already have arrested 4 Santa Clauses here in Hershey for trying to hand out madness propaganda. Dressing up as Santa ain't gonna cut it, guys. Tailgating and trying to ruin shit ain't gonna cut it. We're in the pre-apocalyptic world, people. This is the Combat Kingdom. We got tanks and armed soldiers out there keeping your fucking asses away. You want to do something? Be creative. Come in the chat. Say your piece. I can't stop you from doing that.
I'm going to the Hershey Chocolate Factory. That's where I'm going.
I gave you free tickets to the factory and the amusement park. Go have fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I thank everyone for being a part of this show. Everyone who came onto the show. I'm going to try to schedule more of these, maybe some at night, some of it before shows, so I can get more of you guys to talk. I did a lot of banter in the beginning, but it was meaningful. If you go back, I mean, I have Count, Riley, and Triple Beat and Mordrin in the back in the green room. And when I'm talking in the beginning, and these guys have done shows, have run shows, that have been in digital wrestling for a while, I see them nodding heads and agreeing when we're talking in the beginning. That's going to come to fruition. That's all going to come to a head with the summit next year. So when that summit happens, we are going to celebrate everybody. We're going to have fun. And I thank each and every one of you for your patience with my rambling. It was 1 hour. It's 3 hours now, but it's valuable. We had over 20 people here almost the whole time. So that's a quarter of the roster. So that's amazing on a Saturday where there's so much going on right before the holidays. And for those that can't show up on the Christmas Eve or the Christmas shows or the New Year's Eve show because you're doing other things, it's okay. I understand. It's not a big deal. Drop a comment, watch it later when you're recovering from your food or drink coma, and that's why we're here. Enjoy your life. Live every day like it's your last, people. That's what I want you to do. Have fun use your creativeness here as much as you can. We have real animated characters that put themselves out there all the time, the Dragonhearts, the Jamars, and they take some of a lashing from you guys, but they keep coming back. And that's the passion of loving digital wrestling. I respect that. I honor that. Thank you, LD, Mitty, Digital Dogs, Jade, Odds, everybody that was in the chat today, everybody that watches this replay. I'm so blessed to have everyone in this community. We're going to end the turn of the century into the new year like no other in 2025/2100. It's going to be the best damn year in digital wrestling and the wildest year in leaning towards death wrestling ever. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the aftermath tonight in Hershey, right outside of Hershey Park. So, there's an arena outdoors, a baseball field where we'll be, and right down the street is where the park is. So, madness promos from an amusement park or a chocolate factory in the live chat, bring it on. That sounds like fun. See you in the streams, everybody. Thank you for being a part of the show. Oh, guess what? Y'all just got blazed. See ya in the streams, people. We out it.
Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed. blazed. Get blazed. Get blazed.